and welcome to day 2 of our experimental card tournament. We are covering the NA region, and yesterday we already had 3 amazing games starting in the round of 32, and now we're already in the semi-finals. I am still joined once more by Mr. X as well as Reinforced. Hugo also popping off today. Yeah, he's actually our special guest.
Well, it's just an emergency hold of the dog as he was down by my computer's wires rummaging around. So this is a better spot than him knocking me offline. I understand Nori has taken your notes.
30 seconds before we went live, he decided to toss all the notes I had on my table behind the table and absolutely out of reach. So I'm not entirely sure where we're going with the show, but Nori will figure it out for us.
Yeah.
This
is why you have dogs, Zoe. This is why you have dogs, not cats.
What? But Hugo almost destroyed his entire PC. I might be over-exaggerating.
Yeah, I mean, Hugo destroying something would be tough, but...
It's true. He's tiny. Anyway, let's move on with the show. Let's take a look at the brackets because we have 4 teams left, and this is their story. This is how we got there. We're going to see Initial Drift going up against Juka. Juka being basically the Boston Uprising minus a few players, and then of course Initial Drift. They're coming from the open division, so not that much we actually know about those players. Very excited to see what they can do. On the lower side of the bracket, we of course have Team Tasmo, and they went up against Muyaho. We still that this joke is absolutely going over our heads, even over Johnny's head, even though he's up there.
What does it mean? What does
it mean? Where does it come from?
Muyaho.
Sure. Anyway, they will go up against Reaper Friday, which were playing in our last match yesterday against American Tornado, who, you know, they put up a fight. But Reaper Friday, also known as Atlanta Rain, they stomped through it, and now they're going to be playing in the semifinals. What are they playing for, you might ask? Well, don't you worry, we have an answer for that. $10K US is the prize pool for each of those regional tournaments, and this is the breakdown. The first place will walk home with 5K. Second place takes home 2.2, and then the third and the fourth both will be awarded with 1,400. And of course, bragging rights, the most important thing of all. That's real currency.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's bragging rights and exposure. That's what I pay my landlord usually. So very, very important.
I gotta move into your building then. I mean, I'm paying the wrong currency then, I guess, for my rent.
That's all I've ever been paid. Guys, I mean, experimental card, right? Like, things can go very crazy. Did you feel it was crazy yesterday based on the hero picks? I felt like, you know, most teams kept it safe.
At least for me, we saw a lot of comps that we kind of see in Ranked on Live. And then there were, like, obviously some heroes who I think are way more viable. You kind of look at, I think, Genji, Torbjorn, obviously. But really a lot of kind of like what the meta is. Now, I think the first match with Initial Drift will probably play way differently than the second match that we'll get with really 2 Overwatch League teams going at it, where Initial Drift could come in and play something different, right?
Yeah, I mean, I'm expecting to see some rush compositions here, because essentially that's what we saw yesterday from the contenders teams as well, right? It's like they actually kind of want to win this thing. You know, it's the first time they're probably on the Overwatch League stream.
Oh.
Yeah, well, okay, all teams want to win, so they're all trying really hard, very competitive. No, but for real, I think we'll see a lot of rush compositions because that's what the meta seems to be on ranked now currently. And then we saw yesterday some teams mixed in the Torbjorn because you have the double turret, right? So it's really strong. So as Matt said, I think we'll expect more meta compositions this matchup specifically since Initial Drift is in it. But then we'll see about the other semifinal coming up.
I mean, so far, all the non-Owl teams, they did surprise me with lots of aggression, very much, you know, like just pushing in, no fear, and I enjoy that a lot. Let's see what they can get done against Juka, also known as the Boston Uprising minus, who's missing soon. Fusions is out there, Color Hex I can't see in it, but other than that, it's pretty much our new Boston Uprising, which we haven't really seen being, you know, playing together in this composition. What do you want to see out of that team? What are your expectations for this tournament, not the
I'm just excited to see them play in general. I know we've talked about this team on Platchat and once they made announcements and whatnot, and like, we're all pretty excited for this team. This is they've kind of put together a really, like, you know, is it like one of the rosters you kind of look at and like has this like crazy star power? Like, nah, not really, but like everybody across the board is really good, like
potential.
really solid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It,
They
it
have-
just
I think
screams how
this is-
Boston's built.
Yeah, I think this is the first time I'm looking at the Boston Uprising roster and feel like this can be good. Like this,
Yeah.
you can.
I mean, the last time
This
they
could
had a
be
good
good.
roster like this was like 2018 when they had Striker and they had Krusty coaching as well. That's what back when they were really competitive, you know, and they were actually battling some of the top teams because Striker back then it was like top 2 Tracer battling with Saebyeolbe for that best Tracer title. But now with some new additions, yeah, I agree. I mean, I'm looking forward to see what this team can do. Last year you had Colorhex, you had Jerry. That DPS lineup didn't really do it for me. Didn't really excite me too much. But now you
But
bring in
Jerry,
Valentine.
though,
And
kind of, you know.
sorry,
Stole our
no, I'm
hearts.
sorry. I'm not on that
No?
train. Okay, so
Hater,
we don't need to talk about that.
wow.
We
Yeah,
don't need
they're
to put
not.
anyone down. But let's just be excited about Valentine because I think.
Okay,
this
well,
is a
Jerry,
great
I
player
love
coming
you, and
in.
that's all that matters. There we go.
They got like a decay.
take
Jerry.
Well, let's take a look at the first showing of that Boston Uprising roster, or at least parts of it here in our experimental card tournament as we're heading into our first control map. Nepal is on the line. First 2-2 is still the name of the game here in the semifinals, and the grand finals will be played in the first 2-3.
You have Boston coming out here, Reinhardt with the Diva in the mix, and then May. So just like how Johnny was mentioning, like pretty brawly. I think the biggest difference that you see in this type of brawl versus like one you may see on live is like the changes to the immortality field from Baptiste. It's not going to keep you kind of like infinitely alive forever. Like as soon as it's over, you're gonna have to pump tons of healing into these players, but do a nice job putting pressure on initial drift to the point that they actually can't get through the choke. So they stop them at the choke, they can't send the Diva back, they take the point.
Yeah, and initial drift, I mean, immediately they swap over to the Mei, because they just gotta push away from the Mei, you know, the threat of the Mei wall is so strong that you have to play very passive, but now we see Maxwell going over to the Mei themselves, because initial drift, they're realizing they need that kind of threat of their own, so they can actually catch someone off guard, because otherwise you're just on the back foot, right? So, stand one with a Shatter here, let's see if he can make something happen.
It's a good shatter, and then you see like he didn't get overly aggressive, right? He kind of turned the shield, knew that he had players there that were going to get the cleanup, so that'll be Boston with yet another fight win. You have Myungbung on the Baptiste, and that is Valentine, who is playing the Mei, in case anyone was wondering out there. Initial drift, they'll have to have the Diva reset. This is going to get up to like probably like 60% on the point by the time you see the next fight. And they're going to be in some trouble, right? Blizzard at the choke here, Maxwell not even close. Then initial drift has to decide, like, do we want to invest sound barrier with a Blizzard at this choke? Like, if we lose that fight, like, you know, you're pretty screwed going forward.
Yeah.
Yep, they do it.
Wow, a lot of ultimates coming out there as well. Mortality goes down, Crimson goes down.
I honestly don't
Now
think
it's
that
down.
Juka needed to invest that much. I feel like that was...
Yeah, it's a bit of a weird fight, right? Because, like Matt mentioned earlier, like you have the sound barrier and Neptune decided to use it, but it's like, what's the trade-off? That's what you really want to be asking yourself when you're initial drift in this position. Like, hey, if we use
I think
sound
they
barrier,
just they
what are
probably
we
just
getting
hope
out?
for like I think they
Well-
just hope for like 1 or 2 really lucky picks and then they can push in. And that didn't
Yeah, I
happen,
mean,
so
though,
there's
they
that.
really had no opportunity there, though. They use sound barrier while they're in the Blizzard. Like, they can't really push through it at all. They can't really use Lucio's speed, and now they're walking into an Amp Matrix on one side, Shatter, and sound barrier. Like, this fight is really
bomb.
unwinnable. Before it even begins, just in terms of, like, the ultimates, you have Neptune will get on the point. He'll get dealt with rather quickly. This looks really good from Juga thus far.
Yeah.
Yeah,
this is
very dominant first round there for them, and it doesn't look like there is anything the initial drift actually can throw at them since they're pretty much out of ults. They do have a Blizzard coming in, a small ball trying to, you know, stand his or roll his ground, but that didn't happen. So first round, very, very convincing victory here for Juka, 100-0. Do you feel like initial drift should just like go in for some more wonky comps and, you know, maybe add the element of surprise?
I think they came out with the wrong composition because they started playing the Orisa, right? And then I think they had some kind of double hit scan composition because they swapped to the Mei, right? I think they're playing Torb McCree or something like that.
Yeah, they were playing toward McCree with the Orisa, which tells you they just want to poke, but then when Boston kind of ran onto them, they had no opportunity.
Exactly. So that first fight, usually you have both teams trading, you right? And you know, you get 2 people on the enemy team and then someone wipes you, but you at least gain some ultimate charge, right? That's the key factor. So you go into the second fight and you've actually built up close to an amplification matrix, some kind of ultimate. But that when you play the Orisa, you're on the back foot so hard, and you can't really poke through stand 1 on this Reinhardt, and he just has his shield. So initial drift coming into the second fight, they only had like 20-30%, and they have no ultimates. So they were constantly on the back foot. I think if they play this rank comp they're doing now with the Mei, and they just trade, they could at least hold their solid ground against Juka. So.
Yes, I do think though that Juka comes out with a very interesting comp against this, where obviously not a ton of mobility with like the Mei and the McCree in place, and then you're kind of walking into this microwave of the Symmetra on the point, where you can't really poke this comp, right? Because Symmetra's going to throw the turrets on the walls. They have the Mei wall to kind of supplement the Rein shield, right? Rein shield at the choke. Once the damage goes down, the Rein shield's about to break. You put up a Mei wall, you have defense matrix, you get the shield back. You have to push into it, but you obviously don't want to push in directly into the Symmetra and the Mei. And because Initial Drift is expecting, probably Mei McCree at the start, they expected the fight up top, they give up all point control. So they really are now in a tough spot.
Yeah, now Juka is going to come into this fight basically having 3 ults available in just a second. They might not even need to use all of them. So Initial Drift really struggling. I don't think they should take it head-to-head. I honestly think they should go a little more creative and just throw something else at them.
Well, so what would you do here? So you could play Pharah Mercy. Yeah, you could play Pharah Mercy here if you're Initial Drift. What do you combo with that? I mean, maybe you want to do something like Tracer or Genji to go in, try and finish some kills off. But we also see, now, Juka, they'll have that Symmetra wall. Yeah, it's going to be, like, even if you had Pharah here, it'll be tough.
Yeah, but I mean, Initial Drift, they have ults here. Shadow comes down.
Should bait the Blizzard.
Trying to find anything here, yeah. So, amplification matrix is down. They need to find a few picks here, but wow, it's not working for them. Yuka again, just, runs them over.
I mean, see, now you, we agreed with Zoe, right? Where you kind of thought, like, okay, maybe they need to try something different. But at this point, you have committed so much that you cannot, you don't have the luxury to try something different.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I think this should have been like a very at the beginning of the fight, as in like the round thing. At this point, this is for me that's already a throwaway map.
Yeah, I mean they could have played. Yeah, I mean you could have played like Echo Tracer as well here if you wanted to.
It's tough though. It's Village, right? You don't have a ton of angles.
Yeah.
It's tough. Like maybe an Echo could have worked or something. At least they're taking a fight on the point now because they had Blizzard and Self-Destruct. So they forced Yuka down to the point so they can use that Blizzard and get some value. It looks kind of close. I mean, it's 99%. It's going to be a reverse sweep of the
Faith with 2?
Faith. Oh my god. So annoying.
I mean,
this is the new main support for the Boston Uprising. And I mean, we're excited to see this guy as well. Very promising in Korean contender, so looking forward to that. And he also...
Well, I mean, we were so excited when we saw Myungbong last year. I mean, he was crazy good. The only bad part about Myungbong is, I mean, they couldn't keep the guy alive. I mean, the guy was, bless his heart. I mean, every time they was getting dove, like, he's out there on an island, nobody there to help him. I mean, now you kind of bring in some of these other players, like, Faith on this, like, Lucio, and can really kind of, like, play back there with him, help keep Myungbong alive. When we saw Myungbong alive for extended periods of time, he was putting up crazy numbers for Boston. So, you start to have him, up more. You're not really being the ones who are kind of reacting to the other team. You can really push the tempo and the pace. Like, I mean, these are the type of performances you're going to get as I'm 37. Now he wants to come back as a player. No longer wants to be the commissioner. May have been his downfall for his first stint. But
Family Hammer. No. Okay. Oh.
Ooh.
Okay. Okay. He saved the play of the game there. It started off shaky with the Family Hammer, but he saved it, Matt.
I'm 37. It's an interesting story, right? He's in the Overwatch League. He becomes kind of like he becomes kind of like Jerry, but like Jerry on steroids in terms of like kind of like
he's Terry.
Like content. Like he becomes like this like fake commissioner thing. Like and then all of a sudden everyone like had this like overinflated, I think, expectations for I'm 37. But then he goes down into contenders and he plays really well. He kind of works himself back up, kind of like how Fearless did. And now you look at I'm 37 and you don't look at him as like the commish coming back in and whatnot. You look at him as like the player we originally kind of thought we would get, right? Where he can be a very good hit scan player for this team.
But that's the thing, right? With so many players, like they're not succeeding based on their own talent. Like, they definitely have what it takes. It's just like if the team doesn't mesh or the meta doesn't fit the team, or if it just doesn't come together, it doesn't come together, and it doesn't matter how good you are. It's a team game. And
I was just gonna say. I mean, Overwatch is such a team-based game that you could be good, but your team is like not putting you in a great position.
And this is why I can't get out of plat. Like, this is just
I
me.
Okay, well, here we go. Well, honestly,
Sure.
I think to 37's story, I mean, I think when he got promoted initially, I think it was to Toronto Defiant in 2019.
Yeah, Toronto.
Yeah, I think it was just too early, because even back then, we talked about how quick his story was from Open Division to the Overwatch League, but quite frankly, I don't think he was there yet when it came to individual skill. Because he rose to fame a little bit because I think he was duo queuing with XQC a lot as well. So he just made like a name for himself, and that helped him get into the pro level divisions as well. I don't think he was quite there yet when it came to individual skill, but he really has improved, and I think that is the big takeaway, that he has continued to improve, and as Zoe mentioned, grinded in contenders as well, and now he's in a position where he can really battle with some of the other hit scans in Overwatch League a couple of years later.
And actually, I have to correct myself, since I did say we didn't get a chance to look at the new Uprising roster. Actually, Hex just messaged me and said that I am wrong. Peripheral company, which I shall not name, they actually had a tournament, and Uprising roster looked really, really solid there. Valentine apparently is Star Echo, so I very much hope that we get to see some of that as well.
Well, we're going to King's Row next, so maybe.
Yeah. I mean, Echo got a little nerfed in this experimental card, but not enough to actually make her not great, as we saw yesterday. I mean, there was some good Echo play in there for sure.
What I also think we probably need to do for the next one is maybe we just make King's Row the starting map, because whoever loses the first map, it doesn't matter, because everybody's going to King's Row for the next one. So everybody's everybody. The only one who didn't was when we saw Dallas yesterday decide when they wanted to play more dive to go to Nimbani, but otherwise we've seen King's Row across the board.
Should we get back to map rotations? Like, should we just be like, no, you can't pick King's Row anymore? Like,
I mean, no.
Just go back. No.
Hey,
no?
You know
you
what?
Want to see King's Row as a second map all the time?
I think it's funny they always pick King's Row, but that does not mean I don't want to see it. I mean, if they put a playlist in the game that was King's Row 24/7, I would probably just be like, yeah, sure.
Oh, yeah, that's
true. Like, I'll just, if I could just queue into King's
Row,
like,
it's a great map, and it's super balanced.
Why not?
Like, it's a great map. The only thing I don't like about the map is that the music is very stressful.
No, Call of Duty kind of has like a Nuketown, right? Like Nuketown is in every Call of Duty.
Are you comparing King's Row to Nuketown?
Yeah, it is. It's kind of like the Nuketown of Overwatch. Like, everybody just wants to play it. Like, it's just like, yeah, I'll just vibe out and play some King's Row. Like, maybe it doesn't have the same kind of team deathmatch casual appeal as Nuketown has, but
there we go.
Also has a very different aesthetic than Nuketown.
Juka Valentine actually heading on to that Echo, so we get to see some of the goods for that new player. I'm very excited for this.
Yes, Boston on offense, they'll play quite aggressive. We also get a look at Stan 1 on the Winston. Played with the Shanghai Dragons last year. And I think Stan 1, he had a little bit of like a... It's almost like you kind of look at Stan 1 and you're like, well, his play was like pretty good, but like then you look at how their performances were with like Fearless in the roster, and I think a lot of that is like then becomes like, I guess, community talk of like, oh, well, Fearless is just automatically better than Stan 1, like whatnot. But like, I don't think that means like you'd completely write Stan 1 off. I think he's had a very good Overwatch career thus far, and the commish on the flank here. This dynamite should be pretty big. Oh, and then that is huge.
Oh, that was a big dynamite right there. But can they capitalize off those? Soundbarrier comes out from the tune. Batiste is down though. Skyward going down is really bad for initial drift, and here comes the big spike. You get reduced healing because one of your supports go down, and it's just like cleanup cuts. So, yeah, I mean, regarding Stand 1, I mean, I think Fearless is without a doubt like the better main tank of the two. That being said, I think what Stand 1 brings is just like value, like consistency, good across the board, and really belongs on a team like the Boston Uprising. I think Stand 1 is a really good fit for the Boston Uprising. Based on what he provides with the team, like he's not going to be a weak point of this team necessarily, and he can help making sure that players like Valentine and Bjornbong gets tons of value themselves, right? So I think he fits this roster really well.
And if it's a Reinhardt meta, right, you can always play fusions. who's
Sure.
a very good Reinhardt player. So it looks like Myungbong up here with the Nano. What are we going to see? It'll be an Echo copy here from Valentine.
Okay.
This will be Skyward actually dropping the Amp Matrix, but that is a big Primal Rage that comes through from stand 1. A Shatter just for, you know, just celebratory on the Echo there at the end. And that is a team wipe. As Initial Drift, they've committed to this composition. And it honestly may just be because this is what they're playing a lot in ranked, playing a lot in open division. Kind of why mess with it? But now you see they're going to, full-on changes here. So
Okay.
Lucio
Genji.
Brig with the Genji and the Reaper. This is really, really interesting. I guess, you know, you have the Genji in the mix to try and put pressure on 937 and Myungbong, and then also kind of have the Reaper to deal with some of the tanks in the front line. I just worry about what do you do with Valentine on the Echo. I mean, he should be able to just run free. I mean, that Crimson, he lasted for a half of a second there. I mean, he jumped in and biotic grenade slapped. Yeah, he just
Yeah, just as Matt said, like this is
here.
going to be an issue if you're not actually putting a hold to it.
Do you play if you're Initial Drift? Do you try and play something like a Ashe or 76 here? I think I like the Genji pick personally. I think the Genji pick is pretty good. I'm not exactly sold on Reaper here.
I don't. Yeah, I mean, it's tough to play the Reaper, right? When you're going up against Echo and Ashe. That being said, like, Yuka, they don't have a D.Va, so you can kind of just melt stand 1 in punk if you want to. I think it's on chip a lot with the defense matrix to make sure that Myungbong doesn't get the sleep doors, fire grenades, etc. They're using Saebyeolbe aggressively here. They're trying to push up, but I mean, the Reaper doesn't even get in range. Like, Yuka just disengages, and now you're in the back foot again. Stand 1 with the Primal Rage just in your back line. It's tough, yeah. They just get out like moved essentially. Like Yuka just like engage and disengage so well that it's tough for Initial Drift to really achieve anything.
You can see the need for Initial Drift. Like they feel the need to win a fight and stabilize, and the fact that they try to engage with Sound Barrier when Boston is so far away. I mean, Boston doesn't have a Lucio, right? So they can't even back out of that, but they're so far away you can't even get through. This will be a copy onto the Winston. They've already dealt with the Genji. That'll be the Lucio going down. Primal Rage coming in here from Valentine, as it looks like Boston should be able to push this one over the edge. As, man, they have looked very good here early on.
Honestly, I really like your comp. Like, Boston Uprising's composition is really good. It's so annoying to deal with. Because, like, what are you going to do? Dive on the backline with a Brigana? It's like, they're going to survive. You got Winston Zarya that can, like, dive on top of you with the Zarya shields. I mean, yeah, they're just going to clean up here. And yeah, really well executed. I'm 37 in the backline with the Ashe. We know what he's capable of. And then Valentine on the Echo just got so many picks, especially with
3 minutes and 18 seconds on the clock.
Yeah, it's nuts. It's insane.
That is,
What's the time? It's 12:32. We've been on air for 22 minutes. And, yep.
yeah, I mean,
Map 2 looking rough.
But like, would you have preferred Initial Drift to actually stay with the comp they had on the Streets phase? They had all ults available and ready, and then they completely swapped, heading over to that Reaper Genji comp. Was that a mistake? Do you think they could have done more time, or at least shave off more time of Juka's clock?
at least for me personally, I'm interested on Johnny's take. I think the Mei becomes less effective as the cart just pushes forward through the Streets phase. Like when you get to the point of like getting towards you know, that B checkpoint, like there's not a lot of great like ways you can separate with the wall, because the team on offense, they can say high ground, there's the left side flank, there's the right side by the where the subway is. Like, you know, you can maybe get a split off by the cart, but you're really just buying time. You're not really going to be able to like push forward and get some of those kills. And then I think when you get towards, you know, when B goes to C and you have them make the round on the corner, I think Mei's not really as effective there either. So like they had to change as well. Like they had nothing to deal with Valentine on the Echo. I think it may have just not have been the right comp to switch to.
Yeah, I mean, you nail it. I think, you know, when you're playing Mei, what are you really trapping? Usually you can block off a Reinhardt, you know, someone with less movement abilities, but when you're playing as Winston and Echo, it's like, who are you going to trap? We're going to trap a Winston? Not really. So it's tough. I think the McCree is quite good when you're playing against Echo, etc., but it's hard to keep them alive if you can lose your Bath. That's where I think Boston Uprising, they played like the Diana and the Brig. You got that survivability going. Now they're playing Zenyatta and Brig. This is really interesting.
Could they have played, could Initial Drift have played like Arisa Sigma with the McCree and the Torb in the mix? playing really defensive.
I mean, already it shows, right? They're back on the rush composition here now, just attacking, trying to apply pressure on the point, and it really seems like this is what they want to play. This is their comfort zone. But you can see, right? Like Boston Uprising are just dismantling them because they have a Zenyatta on the high ground. They have an Ashe also poking, Tracer just doing whatever and finishing up kills, and then you have a Wrecking Ball going on. Like, they're just dismantling this Initial Drift composition. So you can tell Initial Drift, like, hey, just swap over to this composition, try this, but it's like, as a player, it's so frustrating because you're forced to get out of your comfort zone and then try something new, and you haven't really game planned for this specific example, what you're going up against. So I think you kind of just have to stick to this, see if you can find a good rotation. This is a nice rotation. You're definitely have the rotation matrix down, see if you can get a pick or two, but, well, it's already over.
Valentine with a big stick, and I believe one player walks into the next, ends up turning it into a double. Stand one with the minefield in the back and the choke. That is a team wipe in favor of Juka. As now Initial Drift, you kind of look at what they have to work with, which is nothing. You're really a fight away. You're a fight away from your last chance, but you're also a fight away from your only good chance.
Yeah,
so
and it's gonna look tough as well because on the other side, Juka, they do have their graph available. Ashe got her ult up as well, so Bob is gonna get involved here. This is so tough. I'm really feeling for the Initial Drift. They're very much, yeah. It hurts.
So what do you need to do here?
This is frustrating.
What do you need to do here? You're playing this rush composition. What you need to do is get rid of the Zenyatta. The Zenyatta cannot be in a comfortable position. The Ashe is a bit harder to deal with because how are you really going to push an Ashe away? Like, they're just going to shotgun themselves away. But like, you need to go to this high ground, push them off, and just try to trap the Boston Uprising. But Boston Uprising throw down the Graviton Surge, get 3-4 picks. It's just, yeah. Especially with the Zenyatta in the mix, there's so much damage. Like, you don't have time to rotate around the map because the Zenyatta with Discord Orb and Wrecking Ball and Tracer, there's just so much damage going around.
Especially because at least from what it looks like, right? They don't want to commit to the dive to play themselves Initial Drift, because if they do, you know, you're leaving Maxwell on the Torb and Rokid on the McCree, just kind of like hung out to dry, so to speak, right? The Transcendence in the rally in play. You also would have like Valentine and Stan 1 kind of going at your backline. It would be very difficult, as that's a pulse stick onto the shield, so just gets Crimson low, but that'll be Punk to finish him off. Stan 1 takes out Maxwell as Valentine just going for the melee. Rokid is in the hotel here. Is
just melee.
So this is going to be the Initial Drift's really like last chance and their best chance. Shatter.
I mean,
they're gonna have 5 ults. So Bob available here. No sleep for Initial Drift. So you probably have to just burn the Bob, maybe even shatter the Bob. But then even if you try and take the fight on the point and brawl, you have Transcendence. So that'll be an Ant Matrix plus Sound Barrier layered on top of each other. The Deadeye will take out Bob, and they deal with Valentine. But this will be the Transcendence up top, trying to keep players alive, but this is not good enough. I think just overwhelming with ultimates here is going to get Initial Drift. This first point is Punk still in the mix. You see Myungbung in the back there, taking on a fight against Maxwell. Okay, so yeah, no, this is definitely not over. The Shatter's still available here from Crimson. It's got to be good. Now it looks like this is kind of over. Stan 1 was the only one just kind of rolling around back there. I'm 37 switches to the Widowmaker. So yeah, not able to make anything out of it. So this will be Initial Drift getting that first point in OT. Not a ton of time to make it through the streets phase here. Stan 1, he is probably just waiting for this cart to get near the choke and his teammates to get back, and a big swing in the ground pound is I mean, they have to know he's back there, right? I mean, I think that's yeah, okay. I was going to say, if they didn't know he's back there, I mean...
Team, there's a ball on the cart. Help! Yep.
I tell you what, it drags them back, though. Like, a lot of teams want to take that second corner right here if they get that type of play. Dragging them back may prevent it. I mean, Stan 1 just rolling around. I mean, is he going to die here? No, they keep him alive. It's unbelievable.
Yeah. I mean, spectacular support play. Okay, a charge on the Wrecking Ball. Oh, Crimson gets a second one. Okay, this is what we like to see.
But is anyone going to shoot at Valentine? I mean, he is just in the back line here, just putting down shots.
Pretty much uncontested there as well. Got the pulse bump already too.
That's a tough sound barrier.
Sound barrier in a 5v like 3 type of fight. Yeah, that's kind of tough. But that also tells you,
don't
like,
really care, right? Because they got
No.
opponents coming up for this second fight, second point now. This is what they really care about. This is
well,
the
they
fight
still
they're supposed to
haven't
win,
killed
so.
Stan 1 and they still haven't killed Valentine. So from the backside of your screen, do not be surprised if you see Stan 1 come flying in with a pile driver minefield. Because he is down there. That'll be a stick from Valentine. That's the immortality field that saves 2 players there. Really nice one from Skyward. But to self-destruct coming in now from Punk, like look at Crimson. He has to look behind him and in front of him. Has no idea where to look because they've never dealt with Stand 1 and they've never dealt with Valentine the entire time. These 2 players have just been lingering on the flank the entire game. And at this moment in time, it really kind of comes back to bite them.
There's some bad stackers as well for that last attack.
Yeah. Do you blame them? Like, Boston Uprising played well.
It's
so tough. Like, I'm just like, Valentine's in your back line. Stan 1's rolling around. Yeah. It's like, what's happening? Stop it.
I'm sitting here, you know, not having to play, being like, oh yeah, it'd be really easy. I would just go deal with Valentine. Yeah, just take him out. It's definitely
just
not that easy.
Just shoot him, dude.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know why they just don't go back there and kill him. Like,
but like in all seriousness, what is the priority target? What should be the priority target for initial drift?
I mean, when you have like, I mean, we all know how disruptive Wrecking Ball is, even if you make him smaller or whatever. And Tracer too. And I think you saw like, you know, Neptune getting pressured out constantly. He has to use a sound barrier in a position you probably would not have liked to use sound barrier in. And then you don't have it for another fight that you actually would have wanted. So really, really tough go there for initial drift. But I think on the other side of things, you really like what you saw from Juka. Really nice play from all of the players.
It's ridiculous. It's a really good team, so like this Boston Uprising team is so impressive.
I mean, this is going to be a hard one to compare, but like looking at the level of gameplay we now see from Juka, how does that match up to what we saw yesterday? Although I feel like the games yesterday were just so much closer, so it just didn't look as...
It's, I mean, it's tough. I also think, like, you look at Initial Drift, like, this is just great for them going forward, right? This is like, yeah, you mentioned, so this is like an open division team who makes it all the way to the semis, right? I mean, we had OWL players playing all over this event. Some as full teams, some with, you know, other kind of like mixed teams with some friends and whatnot. To make it all the way to the finals, I believe they are #1 in open division right now. You kind of take what you had here is like, okay, we played against a team who maybe, you know, middle to, you know, upper echelon in NA in Overwatch League when it begins, and you take that experience and you go down into open division, they're gonna start pummeling teams down there. I mean, this is a team that, like, yeah, I mean, if we probably watched this team earlier in the tournament, they're doing this to other teams, right? So just a rough game for Initial Drift. I expect to see them back, you know, in more types of events like this going deep in the future.
Absolutely. Reinforce, what were your impressions here from both teams?
From both teams, I really liked how Boston Uprising, how they played together. And I mean, that's one thing if like you combine ultimates and like, wow, good teamwork, you know, like you're putting the pulse bomb in the ground.
You did it.
But just like the way you saw Valentine on the Tracer capitalize on UM37's like dynamites and how they dove together as a team, Stand 1 attacking at the same time as Valentine, like those kind of small synergies that really just like round out the teamwork and just makes it perfect. I was really impressed by the Boston Uprising in that regard because all the small things came together. It's really easy to get like the ultimates going and, you know, make teamwork happen in these big ultimates, but when the small abilities come together and you really start diving together as a team, that's really impressive. So that's what impressed me the most with Boston.
Right. Well, I can't wait to see what they got for us when they're heading into the finals, where they will be waiting for whoever is coming out on top in our next game. That's going to be Team Tasmo. Team Tasmo without Tasmo.
So he hopes that team loses just so she doesn't
just I don't have to say it
anymore.
again. Yeah, that's really
Reaper Friday is pretty easy, yeah.
Yeah, Reaper
it's
Friday.
Reaper
that
day of the week, yeah.
It's kind of cute. I like it. Tasmeow.
Kind of cute. It does sound cute, but it's too much going on in the overall name. You see what I mean? Right. Well, we are going to head into a very quick break, setting up that second semi-final game, and then we're back with all the action. So stay tuned.
Hi, I'm Matt Morello. The Overwatch League and T-Mobile have given me this time to talk about something that's near and dear to my heart. Overwatch League Perks by T-Mobile. Perks are a special bonus for tuning into the Overwatch League. and are a fun way to earn in-game rewards while watching your favorite Overwatch League teams compete. This year, you'll also earn great perks like skins and sprays for tuning in to tournament weekends. But lately, there's been a dark scourge on our channel. Spamming the chat with exclamation point drops and exclamation point tokens does not in fact earn you any Overwatch League perks. The way to earn Overwatch League perks is by clicking down below and connecting your YouTube account to your Battle.net account. It's just that easy. Do you or a loved one feel the urge to spam exclamation point drops or exclamation point tokens in the Overwatch League chat? Stop it. Get some help. Click right here. You can start earning Overwatch League perks by T-Mobile right now. Don't blow it. I'm Mr. X Morello. Thank you for watching.
Requires Overwatch. Centers must be redeemed in-game on or before 12/31/2021. Terms and conditions apply. See official rules for details.
Don't forget that this season you can earn in-game rewards for watching our matches on YouTube, overwatchleague.com, as well as on the mobile app. You can earn up to 5 tokens per hour for watching today already. All you have to do is link your Battle.net account by clicking the connect button below, or you just head on over to youtube.com/account_sharing, accept the terms, and start earning. That's how easy it is. Welcome back, one and all. We are here in our second semi-final match, or we are about to start the second semi-final match in our experimental card tournament. So some interesting compositions. We saw some very closely matched teams, and just now the first semi-final was a bit more of a one-sided affair. Let's hope the second one will look a little different, a little closer. I have a lot of faith in that one though, because it's kind of like watching two actual OWL, teams going up against each other. It's basically the Dallas Fuel versus Atlanta Reign, which is a little different. So yeah, this should be a good one. Let's take a quick glance at the bracket as well. You say no. Why is that? I mean, yes, obviously, like Reaper Friday, they have Cyrus joining, and yeah, sure, a few players are missing.
Gator was playing DPS.
I'm very worried about the Gator. I'm very worried about the Gator McCree.
I do not. I honestly don't think they're gonna do that today, though.
No.
You really think they're still gonna off-road?
So they don't have Hawk in the lineup. So they have Edison, Kai, and Pelican. But when they had this yesterday, they played with Gator on the McCree. But Dallas Fuel, as you see the roster, I mean, they played everybody on their actual roles yesterday. They were going for it all.
Well, were you impressed with what you see from them? Jonathan, middle name, Larson.
Yes. Middle name?
Oh, yes. Last name.
Middle name. Oh, yes. Just like my parents named me. Absolutely.
That's super weird.
No,
your middle name and your last name are the same. Jonathan Larson.
No, she just wrote reinforced on the birth certificate. That's how I got my name. No, but I enjoyed watching Team Tasmo because, they kind of kicked it into next level gear as well yesterday a little bit when they actually show what they're capable of when they actually try and want to play well. So that was fun to see. I mean, this is a lineup that loves having fun as well. Like if you follow Dallas Fuel on social media, this is a group of people who played together formerly on Element Mystic, of course, and now they're in the Dallas Fuel back together. So they like having fun with each other, styling on each other. Team Tasman was out on Twitter yesterday as well, just tweeting and having a good time about it. So it's a team that's fun to watch because the personality is there already as well.
All right, thoughts on the almost Atlanta Reign roster, Matt?
I think if they come out like they did yesterday, this comes down to the Gator McCree versus Sparkle.
I'm not sure if you're hating on the Gator McCree or if you're on board with it. I honestly can't
we were
tell.
worried about it yesterday, and when they started to dive, I was like, can he handle it? But you remember Sigma, he was going up against a really good Tracer, and there were moments where Gator was just tapping him, just one shot to the head, finishing him off. I remember when Sigma was trying to spawn camp him, Johnny, and he turned 360 with the flash and the headshot. What's wrong with it?
No, man. They're just gonna have some fun, okay? Play the Symmetra, What? Like, what are we going? Where are we going? Show us the round we're going to. Are we going to village? Gator, go over to the Symmetra, have some fun with it, teleport to the back line, beam him down, the good stuff. That's what I like to see from Gator yesterday. You know, playing the Symmetra. That was a fun time.
Or so this would be my strategy, I guess, if I was Reaper Friday. I would try to allude to the fact that we are off-rolling and try and convince Team Tasmo without Saebyeolbe to embrace the chaotic nature of it and convince them to off-roll as well to even the odds.
You think they're gonna bait them into it? I mean, yesterday we already had some gentlemen's agreements on some swaps, so they can go toe to toe. So it worked yesterday. I don't know.
That would be
Village.
my plan. If I was Reaper
Village it
Friday,
is.
I'd be like, "Yo, Fearless, let's see your
Alright.
soldier. Let's see how it is." And
Let's
and
give
see.
Reinforce that Symmetra. It's all he asked for. It's all he ever
Come on.
wanted.
I'm
Wait,
just
have
saying as
they,
well. You guys are talking about off-rolling. Like, what if they just like sat at each
So we
other's
do.
PC?
So we do have the off roll here for Team
There we go.
Tasmo without Saebyeolbe. So it'll be Fearless on May. It looks like with the Sparkle off tank Hanbin main tank combo.
I am an actual prophet. Like, can
This
I get
is-
some credit here? Like, I predicted.
This
I
is
just
such
gave
a
you. I literally just gave you credit.
yeah. So he just
Matt,
so he just
what else
gave
do
you.
you
Matt,
want?
give me some credit here.
What?
You
didn't
got
do
an
the-
entire commercial about you yesterday, and you were just like
Okay,
touting
can
us,
someone
like, the entire
please
day.
make a
I
Reddit
make
thread for Reinforce?
appreciation
Yeah,
thread.
I mean-
come on,
Thanks.
upvote, upvote.
Yeah.
Upvote.
Rookie
Johnny,
numbers.
Johnny's a
more.
Johnny's a big fan of participation trophies.
Oh yes, absolutely.
Stickers also.
So, the Hanbin walks out and just gets deleted.
The Gator Symmetra.
This is such a big brain team play from Reaper Friday because they have been off-rolling all tournament. And now they're just like, hey, why don't you guys try to off-roll? And Saebyeolbe Australia hasn't seen them play. They've just been like, oh yeah, sure, we'll off-roll. And like, Pelican's been running around on tank like the whole time. This time they have Edison playing the main tank. This is phenomenal here. As the Gator already has his Symmetra wall. They forgot to take the point. They just went to the spawn camp, but
There you go.
now the point is finally taken.
Nanoblade. Nanoblade. Dash up. Can I get some kills? Duration extended. Oh, get the second one. Extended. And the baby extended. Another one. Oh my god, look at this guy.
I
Nasty.
love
The
the
rookie.
extended Dragon Blade. I think the Dragon Blade
Yeah, I feel like that's
extension
one of those.
is so fun.
Yeah, I don't think this change will probably never make the live server. Just based on what we're seeing in this very tournament, this ain't
Yeah, I
it.
mean,
but now we
I think
learned,
it was-
When
you
you-
know, that's
Yeah, I think Sparkle
When you
tweeted
say
out
probably-
yesterday, he was like, yeah, I'm still ultimate reliant. It's like, yeah, we buffed your ult. It's Genji. Have fun. that's all you have to do. Just press Q.
When you say probably won't make it into the game, Jeff Goodman probably has his hand over the delete button as soon as we're off the air. Like, yep, no, this
script
Genji
is
one's
already
not,
written,
not,
like, that's
not.
gonna get
Yep, this one's not
incinerated.
coming back.
To be honest, like, I'm sorry. I know there's a match going on, but like, okay, let's actually talk about it. Sunbury
Well,
was down.
I mean, yeah, it's just been chaotic. As you still have Reaper Friday in control of the point. Hanbin here with 85 HP doesn't really have much to do, but Fearless gets in the point. So you have seen like Dallas Fuel pick up some kills here, but just not enough to flip the point. Like not enough kind of damage, quick kills in succession to really make any substantial progress towards actually capturing the point. So although you did see kills kind of get traded back and forth, they didn't really kind of have a opportunity to take it. 80% here. This is going to be brutal. So Sparkle goes over to Zarya because we've actually seen Sparkle play some Zarya in the past. That's what the Paris Eternal did last year in the playoffs. If you remember, they put Sparkle on Zarya in like a desperation mode. As Exil will come out with a Deadeye, connects with nothing, but you're going to have a Dragon, yeah, Blade plus Nano coming in here from Pelican.
Send it. Oh, 2 kills. 2 more seconds. Like, look at that timer. It just refreshes the duration. It's insane. Like, it's just
It's so good.
Oh, here we go. More time.
I
Yes.
feel like this entire round was just Pelican Blades. The end.
Yeah.
Well, because he
The
got
entire round
like
he's got a
4
blade
kills
up.
with him each time.
I
Yeah, he's
know.
got a blade. He's got a blade up for like 10 seconds.
I love it. It's great. It's so fun. It's like doing a combo in like Guitar Hero. You're just like, oh, here comes the combo. Get more points. Here you go. No takers for Guitar Hero.
And I believe Gator is sending a message in the chat saying it's an absolute beatdown. So Gator is And Sparkle says main tank difference, completely throwing Hanbin under the bus. So he's like, yo, don't blame me.
I mean,
I'm off-rolling.
It's really disappointing because you're like, yeah, we're gonna have fun, we're gonna off-roll. And then
This
it's like,
is
get absolutely
this
beat
is what
down.
we this is what we needed. The Gator
Doomfist Gator,
Doomfist
yeah.
into the Fearless Genji.
You know, it's probably good.
I am
Good.
so worried if Fearless
Which
can
one is
match
gonna be
the
good?
blades of Pelican. Does Gator play DPS in the ladder at all, Johnny? Do you ever see him? Because his DPS has been pretty good.
Yeah, I think his mechanical skill is quite good. You know, I'm not gonna say that he's next level. I think he's better than average. You remember he played Sigma as well when was it 2019 when Atlanta upset the Shock in like the quarterfinals or something? Like Gator was playing Sigma as well, which you know is more mechanically demanding than main tank.
Because if I remember correctly, Gator actually played with like controller for like he was like a console player who then played PC, right? I believe so.
I mean,
that I do not know.
sure.
Yeah,
Let's go
I
with
believe
yes.
so.
I can't prove you
Matt
wrong.
Morello is our resident console expert.
Look, I am. Yeah,
But
I'm
he
the
also
console
makes a lot of
expert here.
stuff up, so we don't know really.
That's not
ever
true at
with
all.
that.
All the analysis I've said today, Johnny's been like, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, I need to keep your mood up somehow. Like, what is it?
Keep my
The game.
mood up.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
what this
you know, I'm being a
broadcast is all
friend.
about.
I'm being supportive.
Not
for
playing,
everyone
I feel
who's,
really well. Yeah.
Who's wondering who's Mark 24, in case you didn't tune in yesterday, Mark 24 is in fact Raquel. Perseverance is Jexa, so yeah, they rebranded themselves for this.
What's this Mark 24 guy? Should be an owl.
Mark 24, it's a strong name though.
Mark 24.
All right, Fearless with the blade gets one.
Oh,
A second
God.
one. All
That
right,
looks
so
quite good.
yeah, so they'll be
No
able to take the
Pelican
point.
blade.
There's
but,
this
you know,
there's this common belief among main tank players in OWL that all main tanks are capable of playing Genji. They're good Genji players.
Okay.
Why
Why is that?
players don't
Where's
tend
this
to
coming
agree.
from?
No, because it's sort of like playing Winston, but you throw shurikens instead of you get a Tesla gun. You know?
Genji is like playing Winston.
Yeah, it is.
What
know.
similarities do they have?
They dive. Is that not similar
Same
enough?
thing, basically.
You know, you press right click. It's not hard to aim the right click. You know, you're just like he's just, you know, throwing shurikens in a wide area. You know, it's not that hard to aim. Like you dash in, here comes the blade as well.
What is this? There's multiple players dead. The Pelican feels like he can turn it, and Fearless takes him out. That one you could have had a nano blade for as well. So Iris would have had the nano boost here. So now you'll have Gator go from Doomfist to Tracer. Pelican's gonna play Echo, so maybe that's why you just saw him kind of just pull the blade out and go crazy.
No, 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 no! I'm telling you, man. He would have liked to have that blade back so he could use nano blade.
No.
It's just that there's second blade. I honestly think sometimes when I hear all the casters, they're just like, yeah, you know, he's probably using ultimate. It's like, no, he's probably flexing because he's, you know, embarrassed that he actually used the ultimate that way. I truly
we
believe
wanna
that
give them the
sometimes the players
benefit
are
of
like,
the doubt.
oh, that was
Like,
such a bad
but
play.
they
I'm not gonna play this here
They
anymore.
use the switch.
No.
Yeah, they use the switch as the excuse, right?
Yeah.
Like, oh, I was gonna switch anyway. Yeah, it's all good. Yeah. Like, what kind of blade was that?
believe
Oh,
it.
I'm switching. It's all good. Yeah.
So now both Annas just used their nano. Did we, throughout this tournament so far, did we actually see any self nanos yet? I don't think we did.
I don't think so, really.
No. They're
So Gator in the spawn here. Picking up some kills. They've actually let Exy back cap the point, though. Yeah, Edison's Winston's pretty solid.
That means his Genji is good too.
I mean, that is not how this works. Like, because you can play Winston at a reasonable
did
level
it.
does not mean. But Super did do it, yes, and Super's Genji was good. One instance does not mean every Winston player can just have a good Genji. Like, that's not a thing.
Tell me
If you
one.
I mean, look at Fearless.
tell me
He thought
one-
he could go over the top of that
He's
thing
good.
and
Look
just
at
wall
it.
climb
Look
into
at
it.
it. Okay, you got burned. Look, go on. Got one. Okay, tank
Yeah,
damage.
good.
You know, this is some cool map action.
2?
Yeah, one.
See?
Oh, here's the self
self-nano.
nano.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Finally.
Ana can be pretty dangerous, like, offensively with the self nano,
No,
but I like the
stop.
self nano out for the defensive
Stop.
purposes. So
Don't. No.
Johnny does not want self nano to be a thing because every main tank who would just sit there and scream that they need nano
What's
would
the
just
value?
find it that they're
You're saying like
There's
the
own
tons of
nano
value.
engine.
What you
reduction
talking
is
about?
good. That's not the value. There's some good
the
offensive
damage.
capabilities with self nano. Are you kidding me?
99.99 here for the map, by the way. So Pelican switches over to Widow, but this looks like all Dallas Fuel, at least for now. It looks like Masa just here to contest the point. Doesn't really have much in terms of teammates coming off. That is a risky bomb there from Exy, but that'll be Dallas evening it up. So we will get one final point here on Nepal.
Fearless Genji.
So looking at
and
both of
self-nano.
those teams,
Same thing.
and the you can't get over that self-nano, can you? Well, we can dive more into that, but before this third round starts, I kind of want to get the take of both of you gentlemen. Do you feel like any of those teams is actually more dominant, or do you think that this is going to be a very even kind of match?
Look, I think whoever wins this is in for a rude awakening when they play Boston Uprising, because I think if Reaper Friday tries to bait stand one into playing Genji, I feel like Boston is going to start the match, and they're going to come out and they're going to play. They're all going to play their roles, and it's going to be it could be pretty bad. But
So you don't think that Boston is going to get baited into off-roll shenanigans?
No.
They need to get
We know how competitive Huck is. If he's in the room and they're trying to bait, there is not a chance. Huck is like you guys are not taking the bait. I was like, we are winning this thing.
We haven't won a tournament in 3 years. Come on, don't off-roll now. The finals. Nope, not happening. Yeah, but
I think between these two teams, though, I think Reaper Friday probably holds a little bit of advantage when you're playing like this.
Well, I mean, this composition is pretty good, yes, because you actually need some coordination, and Fearless is on an echo right now instead of Dallas Fuel, so that's tough. Yeah, this is a good composition on Sanctum. I mean, like, you're gonna dive into an Immortality field, and you got a Junker right there with the Trap as well, a Flashbang. It's hard to deal with for sure. I mean, Exy is still on this Soldier. Is he gonna flank around? Okay, they're looking to Nano Winston in here. And just dive in creative space. Here we go, Here we go!
Yeah.
Okay, so now you split up the tanks and the back line, so now you can actually deal with the front line here, and Amplification Matrix comes down, but it's like that heal is not enough. Immortality field was used for the back line as well. It's a really good split there. I mean, you know Hanbin in, he just like divides the front line and the back line. You're enabling Sparkle to get in there with the Diva as well. Xyz with the flank as well, can shoot. Doesn't have to worry about the shield, so a nice solid dive there, but like now you're gonna try to do that without the Nano boost, Matt, and that is going to be difficult.
Yeah, exactly. I think you can make that play with the Nano. Without Nano, that's just not possible. That'll be a Gravitic Flux. Hanbin gets really low. They take him out. Really good focus fire there.
Oh!
So, let's see how many we get here. Oh, it's going to be Jexay knocking just Edison off the side. This will be a Tac Visor. As you know, when you see somebody use Tac Visor, you just run behind a wall and nothing happens. They're going to Nano Exy. Okay, this is just to try and keep him alive. They feel like this is the only chance him putting down damage.
Look at that aim!
Buying time. Really good tracking there. Almost takes out Pelican. That'll be Sound Barrier in response here from Reaper Friday. So they really want to flip this point back in their favor.
Wow. I mean, you finally get your wish as well, right? X, you wanted to see more Soldier yesterday. We barely got to see any of it because now with the double Helix, I mean, he's in a good spot, right?
He's in a bit better spot. I mean, I don't know. I don't want to go start throwing the good word around, but I think he's in a better spot.
I mean, what else would you have? Like, how would you put him in a good spot?
Well, it's tough, right? Because you saw that Nonobus come out, and he's just like shooting on a Risa shield. Well, just flank. You know, just I think. But it's like it's so much downtime, and then like when you get off time and actually shoot people, it's like it's hard to get effective, like be effective with it. So, I mean, you're seeing him like there's a lot of poke going on there, but like how do you actually finish people? You know?
Right. I was gonna say I actually think like Soldier, like in this type of scenario, like in what it is in the experimental, I actually think Soldier could like see like if this was a thing, like realistic play. I feel like though he like on a map like this he doesn't do well, right? Soldier just needs like the opposing team to be out in open space, like lots of open space for him to poke numerous targets and just apply overall pressure. On a map like this, there's so many corners and walls to hide behind that there's not that great of an opportunity to do it, right? So I think just in general, like you wouldn't see great Soldier play on this map overall. This is Edison. He is going to try and whole hog himself out of that situation, which, spoiler, was not going to work. He was at like 80 HP before it began.
Oh, no, this is a big fight. Primal Rage disrupts Atlanta Rain as well.
Sound
This
barrier
is
for
like
both
the
teams
biggest
as well.
fight of the map as well.
This tire.
Oh,
I knew it. I was about to say this tire could be big. They were all clumped up. As soon as you heard it, I was like, "Oh, they are all have their backs to the Junkrat, and this thing is coming." And it did not disappoint. As Pelican with the 3K there, with the tire, that may actually just give Reaper Friday the map here. You see Team Tasman having to switch everybody over. Reaper Friday in control of the point. And, ooh, a kill on a Jexay there. You're not going to have the Lucio to provide that healing Saul out here at the end.
Oh, this is tough. Yeah, I mean, what do you do here? You need to get a pick on the back line, but it's hard. 4 people just contesting on the point. You're walking into our Junkrat, walking into our Roadhog. Pelican is going to get 2 finishing blows on Fearless and XC. And that's a bit of a wrap. You know, that was a huge tire from Pelican because it looked like Team Tasmo without Tasmaya, who were actually in a good position prior to that Pelican tire. Like, that was a really even fight. That was a really entertaining map.
Yeah.
Honestly. Good stuff coming out from both teams.
Yeah, both teams had big moments to shine during that.
Of course, Pelican
I feel
is
like
going
if
to
you're
get the
taking...
play of the game.
Oh, yeah, I mean, when you have the... You know, in the first round of Nepal lasts 5 minutes and you have Dragon Blade for 4 of them, there's a good chance you're going to get the play of the game. I mean, I would say, though, like, if there was, like, a first map, like, MVP, so to speak, it would have been Pelican. He actually finished with 46 limbs, I think I just saw. Good for 61% kill participation for the team. So, just putting down so much damage, you know, just being involved in a lot of these fights where... I mean, this is obviously a different looking Atlanta Reign, but like you start to look through the teams in North America and like, you're like, oh man, like Pelican and Edison with like KSP is like a DPS combo, like that's gonna be nuts. And then like you just look at like what we saw from like Boston with like I'm 37 and Valentine, and we know that they also have Color Hex still in the mix. Like there are so many quality teams in NA. Like, it's kind of unfortunate because somebody's gonna have to be bad just because like not everybody can win. So like somebody's gonna end up being bad, but like no,
yeah, but at least it's gonna be close. You know, we're not gonna have like a whole bottom part of a bracket being a toss away. So
well, right. I mean,
yeah.
I think.
Come
well,
on,
I think
Johnny.
though, like yeah, come on, Johnny. I
so
think some of the
positive.
teams though. I think worst case, right? The teams that are that don't perform well this year. You look back at like previous years of the Overwatch League, they probably would have been pretty decent. I think this year, like you kind of look across the board, and like you know maybe like a few outliers, but like competition is really kind of raised through the roof in terms of like how some of these teams are built.
I can't believe you're like buying into the Atlanta Reign with Kai playing the Orisa and just like Gator on DPS.
Well, no, I'm saying like I mean, look, I don't want the season to start to see this. I mean, realistically, I'm cool with this now, Atlanta Reign. I don't want to see this Atlanta Reign when the season starts. But give me Hawk back in the mix. You know, get Kai back on the DPS. Edison, Pelican, I'll buy the stonks on that. If you tell me, hey, we're coming out the gates, you know, week 1 with Kai on the Orisa, I'll be a little worried, I guess.
I mean,
but you know,
feel
if they're having fun on the server, it kind of translates to us too, right? That makes you buy it somehow.
Yeah, sure, absolutely.
Sure.
No, yeah, I mean, they are having fun. I feel bad for the Atlanta Reign fan base a little bit because it feels like they have this reputation of like, you know, quote unquote being the gatekeeper and all of that. Like they can't be the good teams, and like when you talk to Atlanta Reign fans, for the most part, they're so like sad because everyone hypes them up and they're like, oh, look at this sick team, you know, like they're so individually skilled and like they're just gonna bring it together. You have all these good players and they're not really performing up to par. So it seems like when I talk to the Atlanta Reign fans, they're so down on themselves. It's like, yeah, you know, it's going to be another year of, you know, not being able to be as good as we hope to be or like whatever. But still, I am one of those people who just it's just the atmosphere. But Zoe, I am one of those people who like hypes this team up. Like I'm not one of the pessimistic people talking about the Atlanta Reign. I'm like, yeah, they actually have really good players, you know. If they can just come online with Gator and Hawk, I still think that's a pretty solid tank line in the Overwatch League. You have Pelican, Edison, like as Matt mentioned, like this could be a really good team, and just because they were slightly disappointing last year doesn't mean they have to be disappointing again this year. So I'm looking forward to see if they can improve this year.
Kai is in a world of trouble. He went up on Hammond, slammed down into a Maywall, and then was frozen. Not the ideal position to be in, as looks like Edison trying to keep himself alive on Roadhog. Oh, you see Pelican actually get in front of him with a deflect just to keep him alive a little bit, as a Gator comes flying in on Doomfist now, as Reaper Friday in a real position here to take this first point. Very fast.
This Pelican Genji, it's so fun to watch.
I'm so excited to see Pelican play more during the year. Valentine, like we saw from Boston, New York, NYXL. Obviously not in this tournament. You know, playing in the APAC one. Like, they have a lot of really good like young talent. Like, and I think you see this like over the course of like a game's cycle, right? Like, gonna have all the players in at the beginning, and then like so many players just kind of come up through, whether it's like even like comp in game contenders, they start an open division, maybe it's collegiate, and they are just extremely versatile. They can do it all. I mean, remember when we were talking about like, oh, like, are you a flex DPS or a hit scan? I mean, now everything's kind of, the line's so blurred because everybody can do a little bit of everything. Just these players pushing it hard. Yep, this will be a Nano Blade coming in from Pelican.
Oh,
so they have used everything they possibly could to stop this. They nanoed Xe, they grabbed him. I mean, they used everything they could possibly do.
I mean, this is the biggest
Get
compliment
him
you
from
can get, right? If resources are being committed to you having a blade that much, then you know you did it right.
Oh, I mean, if the other team feels the need, they need to grab you and then nano boost their McCree to shoot into the grab. Oh, Hanbin?
Well, you charged it the wrong way.
Shatter.
The wrong way. You're supposed to go in, not out.
Well,
like
I mean, Johnny, you're very upset about this. Why didn't you play in it? Yeah. You and Custa could have made a team.
Well, because I'm here talking to you. Someone has to
we would have found somebody else.
Just did it for you. I mean, Matt, you played in the open division with Johnny, actually. Johnny doesn't seem to
Johnny refuses to. That was like 2 years ago. But Johnny refuses to talk about
2019.
The experience for Johnny was so good that he refuses to talk about it.
Yeah. What happened? It sounds like something bad.
Look, me, Sideshow, and Brent thought we had very good performances.
Nano Blade?
Oh, that's where it went wrong.
Oh, well, there's no Blade, but there's Nano.
And Soundbearer. Oh, he's done a nice job kind of I was saying evading the Deadeye. They tried to bait him into the Meteor Strike. That doesn't work out either, but
I mean, it's tough
because you're playing, getting a hold here.
You're playing Reinhardt and Roadhog with Doom and Genji, and you're like, Kai, where are you at? Come on, dive with us. Edison, dive with us. You're a Roadhog. It's like you can't get past the shield. It's tough.
Yeah.
So unwinnable.
I'd also say the downfall of our open division team was most likely Chris Puckett insta-locking Doomfist on every map.
I'm
blasting
playing,
music and not communicating.
I'm playing Puckett. I feel you on that one. Either way, though, we're seeing Xe on McCree, which always makes me happy. Gator once more trying to go toe-to-toe. Who's better McCree here, Matt? I mean, I know you're a huge Gator McCree fan.
I think Gator has looked better at DPS. I mean, this is another grab to stop the blade. Gator has looked better at DPS than a lot of the other tanks we've seen play DPS. I mean, that's the kind of bar. That's the bar we're saying. I guarantee you, Johnny, if we set up a game after this with you and Gator and a McCree 1v1, you wouldn't win a round.
What?
Yeah.
Blasphemy.
Well,
I'm that confident, Gator. He wouldn't lose to you.
My DPS is at least Masters better.
I believe Gator is better than that. I watched him play for
but
4 maps, and I'm pretty confident. I'll take Gator.
Yeah, but let's set up a
although I would love to see, I'd love to see Johnny try and take out Sparkle with a blade in his
You went from Gator to Sparkle. How is that fair? That's like, yeah, you couldn't beat Jerry on main tank, but you know, super.
Kai just pushed forward, and there was nobody even close to him on his team. Just turned the corner, ends up getting taken out. But who's that back there? Gator on the. We have seen so much flanking McCree this event. I do not know if there's been no change to make McCree a flanker during this. This will be Pelican now on Doomfist. Interesting. So they move away from the Genji. They put Pelican on Doom. As I think it's a good decision because the Genji was being less effective. Because quite frankly, they were just investing everything they possibly could to make it not effective. So to see the switch now onto Doom is... Doom doesn't get any changes really coming in with the experimental, but I think it just kind of shows like in the right hands, he's going to be strong no matter what.
I mean, now you have a Zarya shield as well. So that definitely helps when you dive in and you get a Zarya shield on top of yourself, and then you can escape if you want to with the combo. So
would you like to see any changes from Team Tasmo in order to deal with the Doom, or you don't think that's necessary?
Well, I don't really know what Fearless DPS hero pool is right now, but
he can play
as long as he's having fun, so I think it's really important to have fun. So
would you play Sombra? I mean,
no,
you could play
Sombra is
Brig.
not good. Sombra's not good after the changes.
You could play Brig with the Ana, I guess. That leaves you really... The issue is though, I think if you had Brig with Ana, you'd see like the Genji come right back out with no support ult in the mix. So, Pelican now will go over to Ashe, and then Gator on the Junkrat. So, a lot of shield pressure and damage coming in here from Reaper Friday.
Yeah, I can also get that here as well. Get that amplification so that would be good.
Now Pelican goes to Genji. Is he playing mystery heroes?
Yeah,
like, I feel like
he
same
playing
respawn now.
mystery
He's deciding to
hero?
change hero. So a flashbang fan the hammer here. Ooh, nice grab here. That's going to be Pelican getting the nano boost as well. Just trying to have him build up Blade rather quickly. But now Reaper Friday will get the card going.
Yeah, I mean, Tasmiyaho, they moved away from the Zarya, right? So he saw his opportunity and was just like, they're not going to grab me anymore. I can actually play the hero. Feels good. So that's, I think we're seeing Pelican back on the Genji here. I don't know how much value he's realistically going to get. I don't think it's going to be fun diving into the Lucio on a free backline, but here we go. Got a solid dash there, can't finish anyone. Needs some resets.
Yeah, they nano boost Hanbin and they send him forward, so gonna have just a waiting period here. Is a lot invested here by Team Tasmiyaho. That is what? That is Shatter, Nano, self-destruct, now a sound barrier here. So literally everything invested. They're gonna blizzard this as well. I mean, they have thrown everything at this fight. And Pelican now will have a Nano Blade here. Although they may not get a very good fight, still an opportunity to pick up a kill or two, contest the card. Is Sparkle gets taken out. Pelican going to get that health pack over to the side, and then he's got to get on and get a touch.
Yeah, you can touch. You got Lucio here, you got Zarya, you got Zarya bubble in. Ooh, that's not a fun. Sorry.
Whoa! That's not what you want to see. The nano boosted Reinhardt flying at you,
Here we go.
up in the sky.
No nano, but much Blade.
Oh, run, Jexay. It didn't make it. It's all right, so that's two. Not as big of a blade as what you've seen in the past, but they're going to stagger out Sparkle here, so he'll be laid out to spawn. And you think, I mean, Riptire here to just get the card over the line is going to be massive, as you see Gator, pushing it into the spawn. Exy, not an opportunity to get out on the Widow, so do have Reaper Friday
I will say,
finishing the map.
This Hanbin Kai Reinhardt battle is really tickling me. It's really doing it for me. It's good stuff. Some good game.
So who is Reinhardting better? You as a Rein expert, obviously. How are you feeling?
Well, I mean, we saw a few shatters into the shields there from either Reinhardt. To be honest with you, Matt just talked about the Genji and McCree the entire game, so I didn't get to pay too much attention to the Reinhardts. You know, that's he just likes talking about the DPS hero.
Yeah, but I know you always have
hero.
your eyes peeled for that Rein action on the server. Kai, don't think we've seen much Rein of him in the past. Are you satisfied with the performance?
As I said, so I have not paid too much attention to the two Reinhardts this game specifically.
You could have literally just made stuff up. No,
I could have made stuff up, but I have integrity, Zoe, as an analyst.
Oh.
I have integrity. I've learned from my sins in the past that when I talk about things I don't know anything about, it's probably bad. So let's not do that. Let's talk about things that I actually know about and I'm confident in. And let's mention that stuff instead. So yes, I do like talking about how Gator is playing Junkrat and shooting like just lobbing.
So wait, what do you know about?
Stuff. Do you want to talk about coffee? Sourdough starter? Pick your poison. I got some flowers upstairs. I'm watering. That's some good stuff. Yeah.
Well, that tells me that
got a
you're
lemon
not doing
tree.
a
I got a
great
lemon
job at
tree
the
over
bread
the
and the
off-season,
coffee
Matt.
thing.
I got a blood orange tree. You know, some exciting stuff going on in my life.
That is very exciting, actually. Yeah, no, growing your own fruit, that's just good stuff. Speaking of good stuff.
Here we go, Reinhardt action. Okay, Edison in.
Oh,
okay, the jump
whoa,
charge.
okay.
Whoa. That was a roller coaster.
Ended up a little bit too far in there, but Sparkle now is all charged up from the Junkrat. It's pushing on forward. Zarya right clicks. So your Reaper Friday will be able to get another touch here. They'll be able to get another fight.
Yeah. Let's see. Are you gonna bubble in the Reinhardt just charge? Here's the thing. Oh.
Oh, 6 sleep there.
Yeah. I'd like to see. Yeah, they're just trying to contest the point here, try to find an advantage. I mean, you get down fearless. There's some Reinhardt battling, biotic grenades goes out for both teams. Can you take down Halpern here? Gets no-node. Oh!
Oh!
Blade! Into the back line, gets one. Can he get out second one? Nice boop. That was a really nice boop, actually.
Oh, dude, Pelican is nasty. Did you see when the Hanbin got nanoed and he had the deflect up right in front of him? And he shot the fire strike all the way through. It hit repel in the back, and then that's when he dashed on through, decided to blade. So basically Hanbin hit his own teammate with a fire strike there, essentially, while he was nanoed. That was a really sick play there from Pelican. So now you'll have Edison with a shatter, Kai with a grab. As now we'll see the XC Echo in play.
Yep, that's an open grab. Here we go. Free kill. Congratulations, Cyrus is down. Sorry, LR15.
It doesn't even really matter though, right? I mean, because Pelican picks up a few, sound barrier. You probably didn't even need the sound barrier,
No,
but you feel like you have another 2 fight wins that are almost guaranteed, because you know Team Saebyeolbe doesn't have Team Tasma without Saebyeolbe does not have a support ult here. I don't even know why I bothered correcting myself. Doesn't have a support ult here, and you'll have a tire, which you think you can at least get 1. And then even if that doesn't work, you have Nano Blade, which you think can win this fight. So here's Gator's tire, going to get 1. Huge connects with the Ana. So on to Nano plus Blade, which would be good enough to end it all.
It's tough though, you're down 3 men. Xyz in your back line.
Yeah, I mean, X is just popping
Melting
off, right?
steel beams and throwing sticky bombs at you.
Pelican is
Here
very
goes.
blades anyway.
Whoa!
What
Alright.
did he get? He got 3?
think
So
so.
Monson now is going to come back and try and touch. You have Gator here on the McCree.
Edison sleeping.
Oh,
Roll in.
oh,
That's
that
ambitious.
is so tough.
He did defend the hammer! Mark
He got
24
him.
goes down.
He got him.
Easy in the chat. Oh. I need a shower.
If Edison doesn't get slept there, now do I think they take it? Probably not, but it's a little bit more interesting, right? McCree doesn't have to get biotic grenaded, roll forward, and try and flash fan the hammer 4 people. It would have had a little bit more help there. So
Can we nano-hump in it? Can we just nano-hump in and just go? Come on, I believe you. We need to see the speed boost.
feel like-
Make it happen. I need to see
like
some
they
Reinhardt
nano-
gameplay. There's too much.
I feel like they nano Sparkle, or they nano Hanbin with the hammer into the ground.
Here we go. There it is. The nano Rhine. 2 shatters. Make it happen. Oh, that's
Double
a
shatter
meaty
coming
fire
out.
strike. Here it goes. Shield is down. Shatter. There it is. Solo shattered. That's what I like to see. Good job, Hanbin. Golf clap. That's what I like to see. I am satisfied. I have seen enough Reinhardt
He did
for
it.
this map.
He had all he needed was another Reinhardt on his team to potentially shatter with, and then nano boost to get it done.
It's a bit tough
But he
to
did
win
it.
the Reinhardt duel if you have 2 Reinhardts against you.
Yep. We'll
That
see
was
how he
bad.
fares in this next Reinhardt duel when Reaper Friday has sound barrier, grab,
Grab high noon.
Deadeye.
There goes, yeah. Deadeye.
Into blade.
No surge. Well, you got one.
Oh, big
the
biotic
blade.
grenade coming
Yeah.
in here as well from Iris.
Sound barrier to push the advantage. Edison finishes 1. Gets the second one, maybe. Yep. Actually goes down. Alright, we got some momentum going on. Push down to the subway.
I love the way that
Tickets.
Edison uses his shield.
Alright.
He uses it like how every DPS player would use the Reinhardt shield, as to only protect himself from damage and get him closer to his swing the hammer.
No, that's impressive.
Doesn't really consider protecting the team. Just like, you know what, I'm gonna hit my shield, move forward until I can attack.
No, but I like that. You're like multitasking,
Yeah.
you know? Like you're shielding to remove like the Zarya right clicks that deal like, you know, 75, 80 damage, whatever, and then you're also dropping the shield to get movement speed. You know, it's good multitasking. I like to see that from Reinhardt. Oh, Gator with the
Oh,
Frank.
here it
What?
is.
Where are
The
you?
legendary,
You're miles
McCree flank.
He hit 1 shot so far. 2? Hit a couple. There you go.
But it's the threat.
the threat of a McCree you don't know about.
Yeah. Who is winning this battle here? This is... Wait, okay, all right, he's gonna make it out. Jackson makes it out as well. As I do not know what was going on there. It was there was like an uppercut. I think he tried to seismic slam the roof.
No.
They found Gator on the flank. But I'll say this: whenever Gator's on the flank, whenever they get him, he always seems to be able to at least flashbang ban the hammer one before he drops.
He's really good at that.
So
yeah.
you're always trading 1-for-1. Yeah.
Is it value though? Oh, that's a good
Pondus from
sleep.
the top rope. Yep. Nope.
Nice. Good sleep from Iris. Pelican evens it out. Okay, there's a 5v5. Edison on the back foot. Graviton Surge comes in as well. Are we going to finish anyone off? Gator gets it. He just gets a high noon shot. How do you get Diana with the high noon?
Where is Gator?
I don't know.
I was like, is he in the back line again?
It's impressive. Wow.
Yep,
They actually win
Pelican.
that fight. That's
Yeah.
impressive.
So you know, this is going to be very tough. I mean, with Reaper Freddy on defense, this is it for Team
That's all to
Tasmo without Tasmayaho. It is looking like that we are going to see Reaper Friday unless a crazy turn of events here with Hanbin on the wrecking ball as he does not make it.
Small ball.
Yeah, get back to the cart. But no, Reaper Friday. They secure themselves a spot in the finals going up against the Boston Uprising. So really, we just have Atlanta Boston here in the
Gator thanking them for the warm-up as well in chat. That's,
Why?
That's nice.
Like, I want to see other McCrees adopt sneaky
Gators.
Gator McCree.
I mean, but how is he really that sneaky? You just disappear.
When you're like behind the other team for half of the game, just like crouching and looking for flashbang fan the
I just feel
hammers,
like
I would
if
say
you're-
you are.
I feel like if
You
you're
are
doing
very
that,
sneaky,
you need to get some value out of it. Not just
He does. I mean, even when they charge him down, he's able to. What was the one where the Edison got slipped when they were going to contest the first point? He gets biotic grenaded, no fear, rolls forward, flashbang ban the hammer onto repel and takes him out. Doesn't go anywhere, but at least he's trading. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, no, credit where credit's due. So you will remain a Gator Cree
Really
fan.
credit?
I'm
You
about it.
deserve credit
Yeah.
for that? I'm like,
For that
okay.
moment, for that very moment, why not? Why not?
Okay.
They're in the finals. You know, it's whatever they did,
Sure.
it worked.
Yeah. Even if they baited other teams into playing their game, it worked.
But the big question is, how will they actually fare against the Boston Uprising, which, quite frankly, it didn't look like they were playing around. So, can they get away with this, Reinforce?
No.
I want to see
No,
them
please
try.
sort it
I
out.
wanna see them try. I want
It's
to
gonna
see
be
them
rough.
try.
I mean, Boston
Look.
Uprising were lethal. I mean, it honestly could be a thing where like Boston Uprising were so dominant in the last game that they actually like feel guilt.
No,
They
no,
feel
no.
bad.
If you
They're
get
like,
to the
Guilty.
finals,
actually,
you get to the finals playing like this, you commit. You know, you don't look at the other team and be like, oh man, that's their actual kind of owl team. They're playing for real. Like,
Yeah,
what should
but,
we
like,
do?
you
Like,
don't
oh, Gator, you want to play main tag? No, you commit to the
But
Gator
it's
McCree
a-
flank.
you don't
It's
want
a
to be that
win-win for them,
team that's
though.
like, we won the experimental card, and then everyone knows that you try harder and like played your proper roles and like real strats and stuff, and then your opponents are like off-rolling and stuff. Like, you don't want to be that team, Matt. Come on.
Why
that
not?
must be a like
I don't know,
anti-Call
though.
of Duty thing. You know?
Yeah, but it
no,
gives-
that
you win
no,
money.
Call of Duty.
You get
Yeah.
you get money for it. 5K. Like, I don't care if I try hard it. I got 5K out of it, so why not?
In
However,
Call of Duty, they would
Reaper
just laugh.
Friday,
They'd be like, "You're dumb."
Reaper Friday
Says first on
actually,
Liquipedia. Good job.
Reaper Friday
Really?
has a win-win situation here. If they're off-rolling and trolling around and just having fun with it, and they lose, then they can blame them off-rolling. If they win, then they won despite it. So for them, there is like literally nothing to lose. It's on Juka
Well-
to look good here, because if they're tryharding and losing, that's way more pressure. That's way more embarrassing.
The downside of if Reaper Friday were to win in this style is I would feel terrible for Brad, because he may hear from Gator that he wants to start playing McCree.
It's like,
in real matches and have some
Guys, it
tangible
worked
proof
out
that
so
it
well.
worked against Boston. It worked against Boston. Why not? Which I feel like that would put themselves in a bad situation. I definitely want to see Gator play more of the main tank, but
Well, we're going to give both teams a few minutes to, get ready for all the action here in the experimental
trainer.
card tournament. We're in the NA region. Of course, there were 4 regional tournaments happening simultaneously. You can feel free to check out the results of all the other tournaments and regions as well. We're now heading into a quick break. Afterwards, we are back with our first 2-3 grand finals of the experimental card. Don't go anywhere.
Hi, I'm Matt Morello. The Overwatch League and T-Mobile have given me this time to talk about something that's near and dear to my heart. Overwatch League Perks by T-Mobile. Perks are a special bonus for tuning into the Overwatch League and are a fun way to earn in-game rewards while watching your favorite Overwatch League teams compete. This year, you'll also earn great perks like skins and sprays for tuning into tournament weekends. But lately, there's been a dark scourge on our channel. Spamming the chat with exclamation point drops and exclamation point tokens does not in fact earn you any Overwatch League perks. The way to earn Overwatch League perks is by clicking down below and connecting your YouTube account to your Battle.net account. It's just that easy. Do you or a loved one feel the urge to spam exclamation point drops or exclamation point tokens in the Overwatch League chat? Stop it. Get some help. Click right here. You can start earning Overwatch League perks by T-Mobile right now. Don't blow it. I'm Matt Mr. X Morello. Thank you for watching.
Requires Overwatch. Centers must be redeemed in-game on or before 12/31/2021. Terms and conditions apply. See official rules for details.
Welcome back, one and all, to our experimental card tournament. My name is Zoe. Joining me are Mr. X as well as Reinforce, and we're about to head into the grand final. $10,000 overall were on the line. 5K will be awarded to the winning team. Let's see who's going to actually walk away with it. We're just a few minutes away from starting this very match, but first let's take a look once more at the bracket to see how both of those teams actually ended up in our grand finals. We had more than 290 teams signing up for this tournament, so you know, they came a long way. Starting here in our graphic, at least in the quarterfinals, we do see that Juka actually first took out a Spackle Super Soldiers. I'm very familiar with that team, as you can tell. Yep.
Oh, Aspen was on that team, so.
Oh, was she? Who's
Yeah.
Spackle? Spackles?
I don't know.
I don't know. I like the name. It's it has a ring to it. It has a ring to it. I love Aspen, so I'm
You
sad
can't
that-
even say
that-
the
that
name,
that's-
Zoe. How do you know you like it?
Just because
You're
I don't,
like, "Yeah,
I don't know how to
sure."
say it. It doesn't mean I don't enjoy it. I can go for it.
Yeah.
They had a very dominant run through their semifinals. That was a very one-sided affair, and it doesn't look like they want to play it any different in the grand final. We're going to talk about their hero selection in just a little bit, as Matt spotted a little something. Once more here, the pricing breakdown for all of you. First place, as I said, 5K is the price for that. The second place will walk off with 2.2, and then third and fourth will have the 1.4. So yeah, let's talk about this. Reaper Friday, they are practically the Atlanta Reign. We saw some great plays coming out from them, and they just got their last match in the bag, and now moved on to the grand final. Whose dog is barking?
Hugo just
Who dat?
darted up right next to me and just from dead asleep just sprinted out of the room, and something is happening at the door.
He's
but
just very
usually
Excited
just
about Gator
means-
McCree.
Yeah,
That's all.
exactly.
Yeah, he
Gator
heard
McCree
Gator
got
was in
him
the
How can
finals
you not
and he
be?
woke up.
But-
Yeah.
So if we're looking at those two teams, I mean, Reaper Friday, they had fun with it, clearly. Like, they're playing off-roll, they're having fun with it, they're throwing all sorts of things at the wall, and some stuff sticks, and it's been great. Juka, they're playing it serious, 100%. And based on the team chat we just got to read, it looks like it's going to remain that way, Matt.
Yes, our admin B was asking if the roles were the same for Juka, and Ein37 said yes, and Gator's response was sad! Exclamation point.
Wow.
They have not taken the bait to go into
Yet.
the flanking McCree
Not yet.
We'll see about the
battle.
comps, though. I mean, it's the experimental
Yeah, we'll see how
card
it
tournament.
goes.
So if you come out the gate and you play like some Overwatch League level composition with like Brig, Ana, and you're playing Echo and Ashe, I'm like, okay, well, you know, fair play.
Just play
you win the prize
just put
money, but maybe play some Tor. You know, try out the 2 turrets. You know, 2 turrets is cool.
Okay, so how much
double helix rockets.
of an influence do you guys actually think Huck has? Do you think that Huck is actually standing behind him? Are they playing under adult supervision? Is that what's
I
happening?
mean,
Well,
I don't
I
want
don't
to
even need the
speculate about
influence.
that. You know, that's
Well, I'm literally asking you
I
to
have no idea.
speculate.
Do
What
you
do you
need the
think, Matt?
influence? If they were like, hey, you wanna mess around, I'd be like, hell no. I was like, we went through 200 something teams to get here. This is my
we
opportunity.
played
to
for
make
3
some-
days. 3
This is
days
me
of
making
Overwatch
some
to get here.
Yeah, this is me getting some extra money. I played for 3 days. I was like, now you want me to just kind of like, yeah, here, Punk, you can play DPS in the finals. Like, hell no. If Punk even looked at me and was like, hey, can I take your role? I'd be like, get away. Stop it.
Get off.
Stop it.
Get some help. Get some help.
Get some
like, you're
help.
not playing.
You said the thing.
He said the thing! Exclamation mark.
People are gonna
well,
come
I'm
up to you in
excited,
person
though.
at homestands, Matt, and just be like, can you say the thing? Can you say it?
Hey, it's better than
your line.
people being like, hey yo, say the thing, Clayster, yeah, that's why you got dropped. Yeah, but evidently everything I've said now has to do with drops, whether it was in the past or now the
the
present.
drop
So
guy.
I have just been forever linked to the word drop.
There's
So
worse.
now we're in the
It
game.
could be worse.
We are in the game
Yep.
indeed.
Sure.
It's true.
And
It's
we're
true.
playing
Gator with the
That's
sim.
right.
So sim Genji again. So they'll put Pelican on the Genji, Gator on the sim, and as much as we kind of highlighted the Gator McCree and some of the stuff he's done on DPS, I mean Pelican has been tremendous from what we've seen. When you get
When he does not get
when you
solo
get
grab.
But when you get Pelican, like, what I'm thinking about is, like, when you get Pelican on DPS and then you get Edison there as well, that will be filthy when we see that in action.
But maybe we see both teams going, you know, leaning a little more out of the window, considering that this is a first to 3. So, you know, there's some more wiggle room in this one, let's say.
But, yeah, they're able to deal with the Blade here, though. That's huge. So Valentine able to take out Pelican when the Blade comes through. We'll see stand 1.
Oh, well.
Push in. Ooh, he actually gets over the railing, so...
Stay alive.
Oh,
He does stay alive. Chance for a redemption.
Oh, homie, can you stay
You know, it's an
alive?
early start, you know? It's an early start. Kai does a nice job eating up that high noon from 137. Soundbarrier comes out from Masa as well, trying to push this advantage. Edison just goes into the backline, creating some space. That's a nice hit from stand 1. Okay, that's what you like to see. Faith finishes him off. Amplification Matrix comes down from Myeonbong here as well. 37 finishing up Pelican. This is nice. It's nice from both
Yeah, I
teams,
mean,
but it looks like,
Juga will be able to take the point back here. But they did end up giving up a ton of percentage to Reaper Friday. And when Reaper Friday comes back in, they'll have another shot at a potential Nano Blade. So that's really kind of how they've been winning a lot of the fights in certain maps. Biotic Grenade at the choke just to back some players up. But Reaper Friday getting very close to that Nano Blade combo yet again. Gator on the sim. So, oh, look at that. They actually TP across. They TP across with a speed boost, but it's read perfectly by Boston.
Yeah, that was really good. I mean, the shatter came out from Edison, but I think they were expecting it, so easily blocked there as well. Some nice rotations coming in from Yokka, and now we got Blizzard, you got Self-Destruct, you got a shatter of your own, Amplification Matrix coming online. It's gonna be tough to get value from this Blade, because, like, what are you going to do? Are you going to Nano Blade into the back line? There's an Immortality field that's going to go down. Edison won't really be able to back you up because the threat of a shatter is up, so this is gonna be difficult. We're not at last fight territory. Oh, hello. Oh, hi.
Yeah. Well,
Blade, let's see. 1.
Okay. I don't even know what happened this fight. Like,
2, so Pelican's gonna get he's gonna get 2 with the Blade here, and yeah, they ended up using a TP. There was like a May wall up top from, I believe, Valentine that didn't really kind of land in the spot he probably intended it to, and then they kind of used the Nano Blade to get this point back. So Boston does get up to 80%. They still have high ground here with 937, so being able to control the high ground with this McCree, if they can take out Pelican, you think, and then kind of create this space, should be able to just kind of poke with McCree from the bridge, right? There's nothing that you know, Reaper Friday can do from that position. They just need to
You got a sound barrier. You should just be able to muscle your way in, right? And just keep this high ground. Yeah, there you go, sound barrier. Now you've got the high ground as well. McCree can poke.
You might not have even needed the sound barrier, though.
Well, you might as well, you know.
Well, you separated the Rhine with the May wall, and you had the speed boost to just kind of push in and take him out. Because now, by using that sound barrier, you have nothing now for this Blade that's going to come up. So really, you're looking at Shatter, Shatter Deadeye.
Low. Oh!
Oh, now this is a good Symmetra wall, so I mean the Deadeye is going to be very difficult to use, even harder now that I'm37 is dead. As he drops down to the point, Masa pushes on through. That's an Amp Matrix in the back from Myeongbong, just trying to get a lot of healing onto these players on the point. But you see that just the rush down from Reaper Friday, just too strong, just playing around even the threat of these Pelican Blades. It's been massive, 99% for Boston, so we'll still have another crack at this, try and get to the point. But you're going to have a Nano Blade on the other side. You'll have a really just kind of like Blizzard Deadeye into it with an Immortality field.
Hello?
Well, I mean, look, it's a good last call, right? You can get up on the bridge, just put some more damage down. You see him just pushing over here to the right. So that'll be Punk who gets onto the point to contest.
Hard engage here, Nano Blade. Reinhardt's gonna charge in, I suppose. Immortality field comes down, gets 1. Gotta touch the point 2, gets 2, okay. So that's McCree and Batty's down. Now you're in a pretty good position if you are
the Blade is still going.
That's big. Oh, you don't want to battle that, Lucio. Get back to the point. Oh boy.
Yeah, well, I mean, that Lucio is the only player still here.
Okay, that makes sense.
Faith gets pushed off. It's Pelican with that Blade towards the end, and then even though, you know, Gator getting some of that high ground to 76, putting down some extra damage. Round 1 goes to Reaper Friday.
Yeah, surprising. I really like their engages. Like, every time I looked at Reaper Friday, I was like, okay, well, how are they gonna get back into this? Like, they're not gonna be able to walk in. But, like, the Symmetra teleporter was really smart. Then towards the end of the round as well, they walked below to get the drop and applied some pressure onto Yuka to actually contest the point, force them to drop down. You secured an advantage that way. So I like the engagement. I like the rotations, the shot calling from Reaper Friday. Keep that up, surprise your opponents, and
do you guys feel like Reaper Friday is playing a little bit more serious maybe in this round? Are they tightening up their play a little bit?
I mean, they're at least like rotating decently, you know, like they're not all over the place. They're actually like routing quite nice, and their shot calling is on point. You can already see like they're already up here contesting on the right hand side with the Reinhardt. They're not messing about. Like, they're actually just contesting, pushing their advantage. Edison charges in to get more space. Genji dashes forward, just applying pressure onto Yuka here. So this is actually like nice rotation coming in from Friday.
And they also know that at least what?
Well,
at least 2 to 3 times around, they have a pretty clear win condition with a nano blade, where you kind of look at Juka and they don't really have that big like ultimate combo that you're like, okay, this is like as close to a guarantee of a fight win that you can get. So now Gator will get back on his McCree, as the sim didn't work at the beginning. For who? Reaper Friday?
If you're Edison, yeah, I mean, you're gonna play Reinhardt into Echo, Winston. You got an on as well with biotic grenades. It's gonna be tough. This is not the position you want to be in. And this is what we talked about before the game, where Yuka are going to play this Tracer, Echo, Winston dive composition that is so hard to deal with. So Reaper Fighter trying to put some pressure onto this point, force the dive from Yuka, but now you have a Tracer in your backline.
The good news is that flanking Gator is back, so now everything goes.
Yep. And he gets a kill, and then you have and then you have Iris get a kill here as well on Valentine. I actually thought for a second there we were going to see the Iris self-nano. This will be a nano break here on the point as Faith deals with Pelican rather quickly, but what else can he do? The point's now flipped. He's used Rally and got the nano. I mean, maybe now on like a second fight you can kind of take it back,
Gator is
but
actually
that'll be
getting a lot done also.
Yeah.
I know we
that'll be a sound barrier
sounding mockingly about it, but no, Gator's actually getting a lot done.
Yeah.
I mean, we've joked a little bit about it, but like, yeah, I mean, he has been just playing McCree a little bit odder than I think the normal player would, but it's been effective.
Well,
yeah,
he's not flanking anymore. Like, he's actually playing with his team, and that's the big difference maker now, because they're actually making it difficult for Yuka to dive in. Because Gator is playing with the team. You have a D.Va with the defense matrix against Tracer and etc. And then you have a Lucio as well to boot people around. So this is actually Reaper Friday playing together as a team and not joking around as much anymore. Even though they're off-rolling, you know, you can question how serious they're playing, but they're still playing as a team, you know, and helping each other out.
Let's see how Juka goes about trying to take this back. You would think they would just dive on Iris. That is a stick onto Gator. Nano not even have an opportunity to be used here for Reaper Friday. Is you know, they're still in control of the point, but they're going to lose it here. Is Juka with a very good dive.
Yep, looks pretty solid. This is what we're scared of. Like, when they get the dive going, when you have 37 flanking on the Tracer, then you have Valentine throwing in some sticky bombs as well, and the collective dive from the Winston backed up by the biotic grenade. Like, it's so hard to deal with because there's so much mitigation coming in from the defense matrix as well. So like, Gator's shots are going to be mitigated. It's going to be hard for Iris to even get some healing in with Jan as well, because that can get matrixed. So both teams have an advantage in terms of composition, but Yuka here definitely have the advantage when it comes to trying to get them engaged up with the aggression. Oh, what a pin!
Yeah, I mean, Gator gets one. You have a sound barrier here to keep Edison alive, and Gator on the point. So that'll be a kill onto Punk. As you should be able to flip this if you're Reaper Friday. Big biotic grenade coming in through. Oh, not able to get the Deadeye off though. Is that Valentine able to finish him off before he's able to finish the channel on that Deadeye? So maybe it will be Juka able to hold on now, as you know, they've come up with a few big kills here late.
Wow. I'm 37 on the Tracer. Impressive. Love to see it. Small ball in
Yeah,
now. punt.
Small ball action. Yeah, and I'm 37 coming alive at the end of that round there for sure. So that ties the series up 1-1. That means we're going into a map, or rather round number 3. Very exciting stuff, actually. I feel like they're fairly evenly matched. Like, this is the kind of final you want to see.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, and it also, I think it shows, you know, Reaper Friday, even though they're not playing their main roles, still putting together a very good showing, where I guess that's kind of what I was worried about, is like how good we saw Boston, Juka, you know, the team name here, look in the early round that we saw them. I thought they would potentially just roll them with a team from the Overwatch League also kind of like off-rolling here in the finals, but Reaper Friday has put up a very good fight.
Yeah, for sure. It's gonna be tough now though, because you got a hard diving coming in from Yuka. You got the Reaper with the Lucian Moira. I mean, this is all out aggression, right? They're just going to run over this Orisa and Roadhog, hope for a couple of picks. Immortality is going to be crucial. Good dive from stand 1, contesting Gator here, forcing him off the high ground. And now you're applying the pressure. Reaper gets a mercy kill. I mean, that happens once in a blue moon, but
I think what Juke is deciding to do is just to kind of play all out, just kind of rush dive, right? Just get in their face, into the back line with the Tracer, with the Reaper, put pressure on the tanks, and then really, you know, not allow them to kind of get set up in a spot where, you know, Gator can get up in a high ground position, whether it be on Ashe or McCree, and not have any pressure or in his face, right? This is a composition that they're playing now where you get the Winston, you get the D.Va and the dive, but then the Reaper just, you know, TPing behind you, Tracer just becomes a nuisance. Very difficult to have to deal with.
yeah, very difficult indeed. It seems a bit more scrambling now. Like Reaper Friday, they're playing 2 off tanks. D.Va Roadhog just trying to go about things, but I'm 37 on this Tracer, just continuously dealing damage, being a pain in the neck on the side of Reaper
Gator
Friday.
realizing that Ashe just didn't give him as much value as he wanted to.
No.
So back switching to the McCree. I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he needs to. I don't think Ashe is equipped enough, like in her kit, to be able to deal with this type of aggression where you kind of have to play the McCree, and even if you don't land the flashbang, just the threat of the McCree flash is enough. They also bring in a Brigitte here as well, so they really want to deal with this. It does not matter, though. Juka able to pick up some kills. They do flip the point. This is actually Pelican who's flipped the point from behind. He's behind the pillar by the health pack where I'm37 doesn't see him. As now you can see his outline. He's kind of made it towards the Juka spawn.
This has to be so obnoxious if you're on the side of Reaper Friday as well. Because it's like, Yuka are playing such a death ball composition here now with the Winston D.Va and the Lucian Moira that they're just like rotating around the map, trying to find individual picks to find an advantage, right? But if you're Reaper Friday, you can't really contest the death ball, so you just gotta spread out. And here we go. So just the dive comes in. You're all like,
I mean,
you're
that
just
is
gonna lose this because you can't contest them as a team together, grouped up. You know, so you gotta spread out more, and it's tough. Definitely when you're off-rolling as well, because it's all about like a synergy kind of game where you're all flanking and then you're trying to find individual times that you can collide as a team and actually poke from all kinds of sides, but not able to find that route because it's so difficult to navigate around death ball.
No, and they did such a great job, you know, pocketing Valentine on the Reaper there, sound barrier, defense matrix. They're not even worried about the point of this at the moment. Stand 1 using Primal Rage, pushing players out. You know, even if these 2 players on the point can test for a little bit, doesn't matter, you'll be able to flip it back. So yeah, it looks like we're just down to Edison here on the point. For Reaper Friday, he gets dealt with, and that'll be Juka taking map number 1 here. So Reaper Friday looked good, but I feel like they can only kind of play at this level until a point, right? That Juka eventually is going to figure out a composition that they are just not able to deal with. In which case you saw here it was like the really all-out aggression from the Winston with the Tracer and the Reaper in play, right? Don't even kind of play something long range, get up in their face, put as much pressure on as possible.
I find it so interesting that the Boston Uprising team kind of does the same thing they've done every single season. You can just see how that team generally works, even though it's completely different players. It just feels like so set, you know? Like they always have a game plan and an execution to it. It feels like a lot of other teams, they go wild and about and just like making switches here and there and like, you know, just throwing stuff around. With the Boston, it always seems very... I don't know the right word for that in English, but I think you guys know what I mean, right? Like they're very... This is what we're gonna do now, like textbook.
Yeah, I mean, even last year, I think they had some nice compositions even. I mean, it was a question of individual skill as well as making the teamwork happen. I think that was the struggles of Boston Uprising. I think at times they have some nice compositions, and, you know, having worked with Mineral in the past, who was the coach last year, not the coach anymore, I think he's general manager or manager now. But he's good when it comes to compositions as well, you know, strategize in that way and set up compositions for different rounds and maps. But now you actually have the individual skill required to execute some of these strategies. I mean, you can see the difference when you have players of the caliber of Myeonbong and Valentine and Stand One all collaborating together. It's so much easier to execute these compositions and the tactics you have laid out before the game. So it's a big difference maker. I mean, even seeing the way they rotated together as a team with the Death Ball composition, with the Reaper, it's impressive, right? Because they're just able to find individuals on the side of Reaper Friday who are in a vulnerable position, dive on top of them, you're in a man advantage, and then you just snowball from there. So it's impressive, you know. I would definitely say that Reaper Friday off-rolling, they're on the back foot. You know, it's hard to stand tall against a proper Overwatch League team that is playing proper roles and trying to.
But it was still close at times, you know, like it was still not an absolute blowout. So that gives me a lot of hope. And now, of course, the team which just lost will be choosing the next map, and that means Atlanta Reign is getting the pick, and they opted for Numbani. Mr. X, what does that tell you? Are you worried about that? Do you think this is a great pick?
It's interesting. You know, when Juka wanted to play dive, when Dallas wanted to play dive the other day, they decided to take it to Numbani. Juka was very aggressive with their dive, effective with it. And then when Reaper Friday has the opportunity to pick, they go to Numbani. So maybe they have something in the can, so to speak, about like strategy or something they want to try.
Yes!
Yeah, maybe it's the Bastion play. We currently see in-game, you know, Reaper Friday, obviously on offense, time to make some changes as they're in the spawn, but hovering the Sim double shield Bastion. Now, you could TP to, like, the corner of the point, right?
They're not going to play Bastion, are they?
And do that.
It's
you know, typically you would rule this out as this being a meme, but with the experimental card, you never know.
Come on, the movement speed. I haven't even seen it in action. I just want to see the movement speed in action. Who just like zooms across the battlefield while repairing himself.
Maybe
it's
Pelican
happening.
does it just...
Oh, it's happening. It's happening,
Look.
Zoe. Here we go.
Reaper Friday said, you know what? Screw it. We're
so for everyone who
sending it down mid.
didn't read the actual patch notes on this, so self-repair increases movement speed by 25% while in use for Bastion. That's quite something.
Oh, that's a nice
TP?
teleporter.
Where do they end
the
up?
high ground,
Oh,
yeah. That's smart. You took the defensive position and actually like flipped the positioning on its head. I like to see that. We got some trades coming out. Stand One goes down, but we see Valentine gets a pick onto Masa himself. So if you can just keep this Bastion alive, which is going to be difficult when Punk is in your backline, power washing them away with a high beam. Wow, this is a nice dive.
Look how fast.
Look at how fast he
Look how
is.
speedy he is.
So
It's
speedy.
a tracer.
And he's down.
Oh, he's dead.
What do you mean as a tracer? Like a tracer has default movement speed, man. They can blink though.
Yeah, he's so fast. That's the fastest thing I've ever seen.
With the Jordans on. Get some extra movement speed.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what you
Now,
like
if
to
you're
see.
Reaper Friday, what you do here is you do it again. Because nobody would expect you to stay on this again.
Well, I mean, Yuka can just press tab, Matt, and they see if they have a Bastion or not. But and yes, they do indeed have a Bastion.
But they would never expect the teleport to the same exact spot again.
Okay, the TP comes out.
Oh, where are we going?
Are you
Oh, is he
taking
not
it?
going to take it? Is this a bait?
Found
Ah,
the field.
beautiful,
Bitches.
beautiful.
Good sleep. Yep, that's what I like to see. But like, what do you do now? If you're Yuka, you can just like juggle and just go back and forth. Faith gets Symmetra.
No, but this is good. This
Faith
sounds
gets
great.
Masa.
Look, it's fine. They have tank mode. Boom.
Absolutely.
Boom.
Okay.
What?
How do you know-
Excuse me?
Nice.
Okay. McCree just takes a tank shell to the face. I mean, just eats it up.
Wow. That was impressive.
Yeah, we
though.
gotta-
That movement
Yeah,
speed
yeah,
is coming in so clutch for Pelican though. Like it actually works out. Like strong showing.
mean-
I'm in love.
Yeah, more
The
Bastion.
chin on McCree, though. I mean, take a tank rocket to the face. I mean,
Maybe you shouldn't have buffed the self-repair. Maybe there's something wrong with the damage.
Hey, we almost let him fly. I think the self-repair buff was the lesser evil.
look,
Okay.
yeah, Johnny, this is the moderate version, okay?
This could have
He
been
could
way
been,
worse.
He could have been flying,
Let
right?
Bastion
I mean,
fly.
that would have been way worse.
That's the hashtag. Let Bastion fly.
No, what Bastion, I think, needs is multiple forms. Like
full
he
transformers.
needs like the
Why do you turn into a
like the
force,
turret
yeah.
mode, the turret mode for like long range damage, and then maybe he can turn into like
a boat.
a little like fast like cheetah for like
A cheetah.
damage.
So like a
Think
Power
of
Ranger
robot
kind
cheetah.
of. No, I like
Kind
it.
of like a, yeah, kind of a little bit like that, yeah. I don't know how you would make that work lore-wise. It seems like there are no other Omnics who can turn into
you can
animals.
get
Well,
that
it's
in
literally
there.
technology.
Well, look, yeah, I mean, we could figure it out.
It's literally just technology. Like they update the Bastion drivers, and he can now. turn into
They
a lion.
update the drive. Yeah.
Download more RAM.
I love
Bastion
that
finally gets some
lore
Wi-Fi
is
and
your
downloads
issue
the new
here. Like,
version.
lore is your worry. That's what I love the most about it.
Yeah,
Yeah. Very concerned
937.
about the lore.
he's on a flank. Doesn't have a pulse bomb. I don't know what he's gonna do, but.
Oh, there he was. Yeah. You got the.
Well, good,
Oh
goodbye.
my lord!
I mean, see you later, Stan One.
That 25 armor was a real difference maker right there.
yeah. Let Bastion fly. What do we do with Winston? Oh, 25 armor should be enough. Yeah, it's fine. I mean,
Bastion can fly, all right?
Stan One, I mean,
To be fair though, that was a very optimistic jump in from Stan 1.
Pelican sent his body to outer space. I mean, he jumped up. He was dead before he even hit the platform. I mean, what was Stan One supposed to do there?
Oh.
No, drop his
Punk
bubble.
just
I mean,
bailed. Punk just bailed. It's like, nah. No,
Oh, I
so,
would've
no
bailed,
defense
yeah.
for you.
I see my one tank die that quick. I ain't following that guy. yeah.
Alright, oh my, look at him, it's just, they're like 200 health.
What about Winston's
Ridiculous.
bubble? Nobody on the panel, so he was like, oh, what if the other teams decide to play the Flying Bastion? Maybe Winston needs something like...
We need some,
I mean,
we
there
need
were
some small balls
discussions,
tonight.
it just didn't get through.
It didn't get
Blame
through.
Milano. It didn't get
Torbjorn
through.
got 2 turrets. We couldn't give Winston more than 25 health. I was sure he would love it in 25 health. In that instance where he gets hit with a tank shell up in the sky.
They didn't even get 25 health, they just replaced 25 health with 25 armor.
I
Like
think the
this-
panel
Yeah,
was
my
just of the
My
opinion
boy
that
Winston got
Winston's
left
in a
out
good
to
spot.
dry. He got left out to dry on the experimental.
Well, that's what we learned this experimental card tournament. Bastion counters Winston. The more you know.
I mean,
Easy.
easy, yeah. I don't know why nobody was playing Symmetra Bastion the entire time.
Yeah, that's weird.
I've been asking for it for 2 days now. It comes out and just steamrolls Nimbani. I am made to feel like a genius right here.
What is Stan One supposed to do here? Like,
Play the
what
ball.
is Juka supposed to do in general? Okay, do they play Bastion?
Small ball
Seriously,
is the answer.
do they play Bastion again on defense?
I hope so.
I mean,
Or
why
you
not?
play
Bastion,
like
no, I
or
mean
you
to
play
Bastion.
Torb.
Bastion comes, you're committed to until it stops working. Like that's kind of how the Bastion thingy works.
There he goes.
Yeah.
There it is.
There we go. Small ball. That's all we asked for. And
Oh, well,
that's
Was this,
both.
uh,
I mean, we see the Bastion and the small ball.
Is
Yeah,
this Johnny? You
we get
remember?
everything?
No. Well, that was it was remember when we did contenders in Denver? There was like the comp we called the Holy Trinity. Was it the Symmetra Arisa, Bastion, I think, or Torbjorn on Hanamura? Like the Hanamura defense, it was like unbeatable. Now they feel like they kind of brought it in here. Stan One obviously does not want to try Winston again.
Honestly, the
he
only
is-
thing I remember from Denver is Golden Boy's burgers. He makes really good.
Golden Boy does make tremendous burgers.
Wait, what? Why have I not been invited to Denver?
Golden Boy.
I haven't seen Golden Boy for like over a year.
Yeah.
Also true. I haven't seen anyone for like years. It feels.
In that case,
So
I
I don't
haven't
even
seen
know
it.
what you guys look like anymore.
Jaws is my next door neighbor, and I haven't seen him. Now, even if there was nothing going on, I don't know if I would go see Jaws, but
Right,
I think
Stan
at
One
least,
actually going
at least
back
the
to
option's
Winston.
there.
Right. So hopefully we see more passion plays of him just jumping in.
See, here's the thing.
I'm
This
sure,
is where
I'm sure Stan One doesn't want to make passion plays. I'm sure you'd like to live. I'm not exactly sure.
But the
He's like-
passion.
He's like, oh yeah.
Here's the problem, okay? If
Yeah,
Stand
what's
1
the problem?
dives the Bastion, they will teleport away. So the panel really here should have given Winston 2 leaps. I feel like that is
Winston
fair.
2 leaps.
Yeah.
Are you insane?
Well, okay, how does that make Winston overpowered? What is really gonna happen if you get Winston 2
He doesn't
leaps?
need more
Is he just
mobility. He has plenty of mobility.
Okay, so you dive in and dive out. Is that gonna hurt the game?
Yeah.
He dives in and then dives in
Actually.
again. How's that gonna hurt the game?
No, they don't have a hero. Well, Reaper has 2 shotguns, but what if we gave Winston a shotgun?
Okay, no, you're reaching.
give Winston
I think
just
Winston
one
needs
Reaper
like a
gun.
pulse bomb. He needs like
Give him a pulse
basically.
bomb. Could you imagine? Oh. This was
That's
great
why
about
none
it, though.
of us was on that panel, by the way.
Yeah,
This is
yeah.
why we got no say.
Doesn't Winston supply Tracer with the pulse bombs? No,
I mean,
isn't
yeah,
Winston like
exactly.
the
So he
technological
knows
mastermind?
he can just have it himself. Like, why is he giving it all to Tracer?
I
They
just
have
thought
a
it'd be
nano
something.
boost.
Good guy.
Yeah,
Winston.
okay, so let's see. Nano boost. That is a Ant Matrix with
Did he miss?
Pelican on
No.
the Bastion here. He did not miss. He just did not want to
No.
die. He
wanna
realized
be there.
he would have been instantly dead. Well, the worst part is you see when the teleporter is there and Pelican can TP to the other side. They have the Symmetra turrets set up over there. So if they were even gonna go for it, big kills coming in here though for Juka. So might be able to make something out of this. It's the nano boosted Winston coming on through. That'll be Valkyrie as well here, used by Faith. So this looks like Reaper Friday able to do it. So maybe now force them. I do not think Bash is effective here in the streets phase.
Well, you
I
have
think
you got the
he's
high ground
changed.
still. You know, you can get the high ground. Maybe you
don't.
can utilize it. Make it happen. Come on.
Don't talk me into
Stick with the
this.
program. Continue to play Bastion. Utilize the high ground. Oh, Farah
I
coming
mean,
out.
clearly
Okay, that's
Pelican
interesting.
disagrees with you, so...
The Farah, interesting. This would have been a good pick, I think, earlier. Hanzo
Wait, oh my
with
god,
the
they're
fast
rotating
dragon.
around. They're
What
rotating around.
is
This
this?
is so brilliant.
The TP up on the high ground.
Wow.
Filthy.
This is unreal.
The
I mean,
actual
just-
brain mass on these 6 players right here.
Because you obviously
Like,
know that, well, I mean, I don't think it's obvious.
Oh, well.
But, I would say that this was not practice. This is something they have come up with on the fly.
Yeah, but that's what I love. Honestly,
Yeah,
it's
that's great, though.
If a team shows like great rotations and creative sort of engages, I love that. It's the
Yeah,
best.
just something different. I also think
Yeah.
that's an awesome, like, even for a tournament like this, right? Where, like, Overwatch teams are in it. Like, no, I think so much of the Overwatch League season, right? You have to kind of play, like, what the quote-unquote best composition is, right? Like, matchup, really kind of like comp for comp. You never want to fall behind in ults. This gives them an opportunity to just be creative and have tons of fun. And if Pelican wants to play Bastion most of the time and shoot through Ant Matrixes, that's what you get. So it looks like they'll commit again here. Symmetra wall from Gator. How do you even play around this? The Symmetra wall plus the Ant Matrix. Well, how you play around it is Reaper Friday just doesn't get on the point, and then Juga just walks it on through. So he's picking up kills now. This would be great if they prevented them from taking the point, but I think that kind of got a little bit lost here in all the shenanigans.
What's an objective, anyway?
What is
This
this?
is the
Look at
true
this.
quick
Every
play
time he gets
experience.
hit with a rocket, he goes right back through the teleporter, and he's like getting the healing. Okay, fine. They deal with the teleporter now. Yeah, still haven't seen Fast Dragon come out yet.
Fast Dragon. It's gonna use it from above. That's a pretty good position.
That might be too fast.
Oh!
He just get
Surprise!
Is this the evolution of flanking McCree?
Flanking Bastion.
Well, I mean, Stan 1, he wants now he's very strong in Primal Rage.
Hey, credit where credit is due. We've been making fun of Stand 1 this entire map for just like playing Winston into Bastion. But right there, the man popped off.
I don't think we've
He racked up the kills.
I don't think anyone
we
made fun
felt
of him.
we felt terrible for him. I mean, his team basically said get in there and try and make some space, and he was the sacrifice. I mean, now you'll have Reaper Friday. They'll move away from Bastion, so Pelican on Tracer, Gator on McCree. They bring Roadhog in. We haven't seen Roadhog in a lot of matches throughout the tournament. That's a really nice shot
is
there
getting
from
so much
Valentine.
space
Yeah.
for that team. on that Pharah. Again, reminder on the Pharah changes here. Actually, she has now a new passive damage taken while airborne is decreased by 5%. However, as soon as she touches the floor, which is apparently lava, the damage is actually increased by 10. The damage done to her. So, you know.
It's one of the changes I think there are some really
like
cool
it.
changes in the fact that like it adds a little bit of like depth to some of the heroes in the sense that like that's a really interesting Pharah change, right? Like she takes less damage when she's up in the sky but takes more damage when she's on the ground. Like obviously you should be playing Pharah up in the sky.
Well, tell everyone in gold
patch.
because
I mean,
that's not
Saebyeolbe
happening.
Terrible. The ground Pharah. Saebyeolbe devastatingly bad here. Stand 1, Primal Rage doesn't have to worry about just getting deleted by a Bastion, so maybe they're able to get across, but it looks like, Pelican, picking up some kills. You have also Edison on the cart, able to stay alive long enough. Yeah, so Reaper Friday will prevent Juka from pushing the cart
That would be in a really
in,
good spot
so.
as well,
Uh,
looking at their ults right now. They're going to have 4 things, 5 ults they're going to have available for the next fight, so...
Well, Juka's in a tough spot, but also, when we've seen the teams match up in this type of situation, right? Juka's looking very strong playing, some of the comps that you see on live. The pressure really is on Reaper Friday, and I think Reaper Friday is lucky and pretty fortunate that they were the first ones to change and bank up some of these ultimates, because I feel like that'll help them a lot in these last 2 fights.
Yeah, absolutely. It's going to be a tough engage. I mean, Kai is looking on the road again as well. Nice high noon from Gator. Shuts down Valentine. Now we can push the advantage as well. D.Va is down. Oh, this needs to be a
nice shot.
30 seconds on timer. Yeah, some solid shots coming in here. I could take this guy in a
Yeah, I mean, 30 seconds on the clock. Juka losing a ton of players here. You look, 19 seconds left. They don't have a Lucio.
Oh, if they get
FaZe
Echo, it's
probably
really
has
bad.
to play it.
Oh, no. That's really bad.
Yeah, I mean,
The Gator flank is coming in hot.
they probably don't have a chance to touch. They're not going with the... Oh? Well, the card's contested, so somebody's gotten there for a little bit.
D.Va's
Yep, Punk gets back on. I'm 37's back in the mix. They'll have a nano boost here if you can get... Myungbong dies to Gator. Where is Gator? Gator's in the spawn again. Gator's on the spawn again. Yeah, he's on the flank with the McCree, and he takes out Myungbong, who has the nano boost there. And Reaper Friday able to make it a game.
The Bastion. The key to success.
All the Bastion.
Key to victory. Yep.
The game gave Stan one play the game because they felt bad. They were just like, man,
I was like, this is nice.
you earned this.
Oh,
one.
Good for
there's
him.
some nice boots coming out here.
Yeah,
as well,
no, this was pretty sick. Nano boost, Primal Rage. A kill on, 2 knockoffs here with the Orisa and the Supercharger. So, really nice play.
Good stuff.
Pelican. 76% kill
participation.
participation. Pocket the Bastion. Just let him pop off. I mean, that was really the name of the game there.
I mean, I didn't think we are going to see that today, but here we are, and I couldn't be happier. I think that's...
I'm delighted.
I don't believe Juka thought they
delighted.
was going to see that today either.
No, and I mean, by all means, you guys wanted him to swap off for streets, but he was just committed.
Hey, that was smart.
dedicated.
It's
true, actually, just
I
maths.
was with the Bastion all the way.
I did.
Love to see it. Keep it up.
Yeah, we do love to see it. I
don't
just
think
love
I
what
have
we're
any
seeing
more,
from Reaper Friday.
Yeah, but I don't think I have any more heroes or comps I really need to see today. So I'm quite satisfied with that
Really?
Bastion gameplay.
Nothing else?
Do you two have any compositions you really want to see make happen?
I mean, how many? Well, if you're Juka, what map do you want to go to? Well, actually, it looks like they're going for Dorado, which is interesting because Dorado is another map where you could,
Play Bastion.
pirate ship your way to the end.
But
I don't
surely that
know.
can't work again, right?
Well, the thing is
Why not?
they've nerfed Sombra so much that you can't play like Sombra with a hack and a dive against it. So you just kind of throw your Winston's body at it and hope something happens. I mean, what do you play against it? Do you play Pharah? Kind of play Pharah up in the sky, and maybe you try and play Pharah Genji if they pull it out again. Is that something you would do?
The rocket damage from the Pharah is still really good. So I think you could probably play some far on the order if you wanted to.
Well, let's
And
see
some
what they
small
will come up with. We're heading into a very quick break, giving the team some time to figure it out. And then afterwards, we are back with our next map here in the grand finals of the experimental card tournament. Dreams do come true because this season you can earn in-game rewards for watching our OWL matches on YouTube, as well as overwatchleague.com, and of course the mobile app. You can earn up to 5 tokens per hour watching today, although we are almost at the end of the broadcast, but you can still do that. You can still do that. All you have to do is link your Battle.net account by clicking the connect button. You can't miss it. Or you're gonna head on over to youtube.com/account_sharing, accept all the terms and agreements, and then you just drop in and start earning. Ain't that exciting? I'm excited.
Yeah.
It's pretty easy.
Connect your accounts, guys.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
I have, because we do the show, we don't watch the game through YouTube because it would be delayed. But I have YouTube open, so I earn my drops, and I also like watching the chat.
What
Commitment.
skins are you guys buying? Your tokens. Do you have any skins coming up that you really guys want?
I mean the new two that they added, the Shock Championship one and then the Echo ones. I already got them, but if I didn't get them, I probably would have spent them on that.
Yeah, I'm looking at that Shock Championship skin too.
Ooh,
It's all
I think I want
filled
some
and
of
all
the-
decked out.
I have those. I have
Blink
the
skin.
old Shock skins, like with the orange and stuff. I want some of the new ones. You know, they look at Shock ones. Probably the ones I would get.
Yeah, I really like their new kind of color scheme.
What about you, Johnny?
Oh.
You said you
It's cute.
asked us and you didn't even tell us.
Yeah, I mean, I like the default Overwatch League skins actually.
All
I always try to
classic.
rock some Seoul Dynasty skins, you know, Hangzhou the pink. When I play Winston, I play the classic Florida Mayhem skin. The
I mean,
yellow and
Spark
red.
Reinhardt can never be beaten. He's just
I was gonna
like
say-
flying bubblegum like that. That thing just looks good.
The Spark skins are like a
They're
cheat code.
amazing.
Picking that pink with the blue is like, yeah. It's like,
No,
oh,
I think
which one should I
Gladiators
rock?
have
Oh yeah,
good
that's cool.
Reinhardt and stuff. I like
Yeah.
Gladiators too. Like the purple coming in there. No, it's not all about Hangzhou. I understand that a lot of people like Hangzhou because it's pink, but I do like Gladiators as well. Paris Eternal. There's a couple of good ones there. So.
Okay, you just start naming all of them.
Yeah, you just named all of them pretty much.
Congratulations,
No, I named a couple
Uh,
of my favorites. You know, I got a wide variety. I got some New York Excelsior skins as well. You know, you gotta rock the
Oh, there you
Saebyeolbe
go.
Tracer. Or, well, he's on Seoul now, but he used to be on New York. So,
Alright, are you guys
yeah,
ready
I
for
got a couple of
Dorado?
good ones.
Map number 3. Quick reminder,
Sure.
it's first to 3 now. I know the entire rest of the tournament was played first to 2, but now it's first to 3, so there is a little more wiggle room. I am very excited to see what both of those teams have in store for us. What do you want to see of each of those teams? Reinforce.
Bastion. Please play one.
The end.
I do love.
What about you, Matt?
Well, I want to see that if Reaper Friday plays Bastion again, if Juka has a little bit better of an answer for it. Right now, Reaper Friday on defense, this screams they want to play like pretty close up. Reaper May with Sigma Rhine, so this is a really, I mean, they are.
Hey,
you
I
can't
like
get
this.
You can't get much
Spawn
closer to the
camping as well.
spawn door than this, yeah.
Yeah. So you can actually contest the cart here in the doorway, and that's why they're here. So they're just kind of like block this path and just try to stay alive for as long as possible. So you can now, if you actually want to contest here, you gotta play like a Trey or a Pharah and just like try to poke into this room. Because you can see, like it says contested, like they're just contesting the cart. So we cannot move unless you try to get some of these members down by poking around.
You can see Gator just going into each doorway with either the May wall or like the cryo freeze, just freezing anybody, just spamming the chokes.
This is what we cheese.
Fine.
It's just a bit of cheese, you know? You're just like hanging out in the room, testing the
Goodbye.
card, forcing swaps.
Oh, look at this. They're going to use
So,
the Lucio speed to go all the way around on a flank. Is
Okay.
That'll be a coalescence as well, so they'll get a fight win out of this. You can contest here for a very long time. I do think it would be very difficult to win the game or round from this position. I also
Just
don't
3
know
more
what would
minutes.
happen on offense if they were to win from this position. Like, does the
But it's still,
cart
you're
just
gonna
move
you're gonna
like
shave
an
off
inch
so
forward
much.
and it's over?
You're gonna shave off so much time of their clock now, and because you're holding so forward, you have plenty of time to hold further back as well. So it's it's a good position. That's a good start.
Honestly, I think they should have swapped early.
You're gonna send Bob in
go
there?
like Junk or Pharah and just like, like you got ultimates now, but it's you need to get value now.
Stand one,
Okay,
swinging. It's gonna be
That's-
2.
yep.
Yeah, now it's finally broken.
All
Reaper
right.
Friday probably has to switch off of this now. At least the DPS. Maybe they stay on
I don't
these
know if
tanks.
they have to necessarily. I mean, now you can hold the next choke. You get a flux. You get double shield. The only real concern you have is the echo. Like, how do you deal with this echo? But like playing May, especially here on Dorado, you can see like where the fountain splits off. Like, there's some small doorways or corners
there
you
it
can
is.
actually wall off. You can maybe make something work. Oh my god, another choke. This is really
This is so funny. You're just going from house to house to hold that baby up.
Sound barrier
Oh.
here for Reaper Friday. So that'll be a gravitic flux as well, used on the outside, which will connect with the ash. So, yeah, they're going to be able to get another hold here in the house. This will be a duplicate used here by Valentine.
Oh, what a
Doesn't get
charge.
anything with it, yeah.
high with the pin.
Shatter.
Oh, that's been there.
Okay.
Been
Charge,
there,
go,
done that. I know.
go, get out. Oh, winnable. Look at that. 25 HP, just like he planned it.
And now we got a Blizzard. Like, you can contest the payload again, drop the Blizzard. Okay, well, you lose Moira. That's pretty much all you can take on. But,
You've lost your contest spot from inside of this house. Bob goes in. They have nothing to deal with this Bob. This is going to be Edison dropping. That's the Blizzard on the card, but that's not going to do anything either. So, interesting strat from Reaper Friday. It looks like at least Juka will be able to take this first point, though.
it's a good time, though. You know, we got 3 minutes of the clock, 3 minutes, 10 seconds or so. Now like 3 minutes on point 2, definitely holdable. You can get 2 or 3 fights in here, and then that's essentially like 2 minutes of the clock. So if you can win like 1 or 2 team fights here, you're in a pretty good position if you Reaper Friday. Here's the thing though, here's where I don't really like to see this Mei Reaper composition, because it's kind of immobile, right? I mean, they're just going to contest the card and go again, okay, you get down 37. I did not expect that. But like, how do you deal with the Echo? The Winston can play the high ground, etc. Nanoboost comes out onto stand 1. He's trying to get some damage in, hard to deal with the Reaper, but good stall anyway. They got that going for them, Matt.
Yeah, I mean, they're just extending these fights as Pelican able to take out 37. Way on it. Coalescence, Masa as well. Like, they'll be able to at least contest the card here, and they have another choke to play Mei Reaper in.
What is happening?
See, I always believe in this comp.
Well,
I don't know why you
Reaper-
guys were hating on it.
Mei Reaper is just so tanky as well, right? Mei with the walls, her self-heal, it just feels like she can live forever. And then Reaper, obviously, with his lifesteal, as this will be Death Blossom that comes on in. Big kill there on the Faith, yep. No, I mean, well, there's no nano boost in the mix.
Flashback.
Yeah, I mean, flashback.
This stuff, like, I would play Far Mercy here if I was Jong-Ryeol.
Kai is pushed up very far. Same with the rest of Reaper Friday. As, if that blockage wasn't there, they'd be in the spawn. That is a charge from Kai trying to go into a doorway here.
Yeah, no,
you cannot go in there, Kai.
No, and then he's also got Bob behind him. Bob actually putting down some damage. I think they nano boosted Bomb there. Is look, this is not bad though. Like forcing them to use grab Bob Nano like at the spawn door is not bad at all. Is even then
they're winning.
Reaper Friday is like kind of winning this fight. Yeah, I mean this is unbelievable.
I don't know. I don't think I've ever seen this in a competitive match, like spawn and this specific spawn door.
Yeah, and also like the fight in that corner by the staircase, like a Pelican. All right, I mean that eventually was not going to work. It just using the wraith form, just going right like in a beeline at a hit scan player. Like they're going to hit that shot. So they finally deal with Pelican in the backline, but there's no reason for Reaper Friday to switch off this. Now you have Sound Barrier plus Death Blossom in the mix, potentially a Shatter. And you think the Shatter could be effective, right, if everybody turns to kind of deal with the Reaper coming through, so...
Well, but who are you gonna Shatter?
They know
Diana? If you solo Shatter Diana as Rein, I as a Rein would be happy. Oh well, here goes. Nice Bio-Nade though. From the Onbo. Can't really find anything with the Death.
Oh, Kai though gets 2. He gets the Echo and the Winston, and they're not on the card!
No!
Zoe's laugh is just too funny.
Having a blast. I'm living for this. Oh, good stuff.
What?
Is winning.
Wow, that was great.
No.
So where did it all go wrong? Reinforce, break it down for us. What should have, could have?
I think it went wrong when
there?
I'm37 on the Ashe died by himself to a Reaper twice. I mean, I don't want to put too much blame on him, but I'm like that
but
can't
also.
happen. No, but his teammates should have helped him out. Maybe a different hero, like anything. But if you die as an Ashe to a Reaper, I'm sorry. I don't. That's not optimal. So that combined with some other factors, like
I mean,
Echo
during one
Mei
of
or
those
something like
deaths,
that.
he was also pocketed by a Mercy. So there's that.
Yeah. It's tough. Hey, it's an experimental card tourney. We're having fun.
Shit.
I'm having fun. So is
this is
Pelican. I'm
great,
100% sure.
Well, it's fun to just see like some of the teams that we'll see in the season when it starts, but also like just see everybody just playing ridiculous stuff, just having crazy, just a fun time.
I mean, I very much hope that this very match is turning into a grudge story for our entire outsource.
Hey, remember when
to go
Atlanta
deep.
Rain beat us at the experimental card tourney?
Gator was tournament MVP playing McCree on the flank.
I mean,
Oh,
if I
wow,
were him,
that's
I'd
the
hold
rival
it over their
storyline.
heads. There we go.
Oh,
Oh God, the Reaper with
at you
the
again.
Reaper with the no voice line, so scary. He just got right up in Myungbong's face. He was able to kill Myungbong, but I mean that is just there's no way for him to expect it. Kai now wrapping around on the high ground here, taking a nap. So he is just charging. This is good though from Juka, right? You're able to hold the high ground with the Ashe. Ashe should be enough in terms of like just damage output. Is I'm 37 starting to feel it now.
Well, now you have like an inherent map design high ground to play around.
Yeah.
Like that. This is why I thought that this composition would be so good on the second point, because I'm like, okay, well, you can just utilize the high ground, and it's going to be hard for Kai on the Reinhardt to do anything. It's going to be hard for Gator and Pelican to get anything done. But now you have this high ground to start things off, and you're going to have an advantage. Nice dive into that. It's moved away, but it's so hard for Reaper Fighter to engage this time around. So if you can just buy time, get some picks, come up, get one of the Kai. This is what we're talking about. Just poke him down. Poke him down. Here we go.
Yeah, it's now what, 2:30 on the clock. You're running out of time here if you are Reaper Friday. Although your defense was very good, very strong, right? I don't think this composition's as good on offense. And now we have Winston Reinhardt as the tanks. Not a traditional tank combo. Gator gets up behind Punk, who he freezes up on the high ground, takes him out. Now we have an Echo, a duplicate coming in here from Valentine, trying to get a shatter, just chasing down Pelican. Goodbye. No. Hey, look, you're Echo. It doesn't matter. Yeah, you may as well.
Yep.
So look, I mean that is.
Got the Iris too?
Yeah, Reinhardt doesn't have many ranged attack options. If you don't have a Fire Strike and you're a duplicated Reinhardt, you may as well go with the Shatter. So, that's bad though. Punk in a weird spot there. Probably got like booped and then no real option to get away.
Yeah. Oh, solo shatter on Winston. That's the kind of stuff you need, you know? Like, you can't really get big shatters here as a Reinhardt. If you solo shatter or Winston or Nana, like, that's good. That's good.
Yep.
Pelican? Did Pelican shadow step into the backline and just death blossom out 37?
He
Not
just
backline, onto
teleported
the
up to
top.
the high ground and just solo death lost him. Yes, that is what exactly happened. Yeah.
Gator Tracer, Matt's favorite.
Have we even seen that yet? I don't know.
Yeah, I think so. Not for long though.
Jukin is such a good spot.
I read about it in a
guys.
childhood book once. It's of legends.
Four ultimates, including Bob, Duplicate, Grav, Primal. Very good spot for Juka here to get some holds.
And they got this high ground fail. Pelican kills up 37 again!
I mean,
dude, he got his number, man.
Is Reaper
if I were
OP?
IM37, this is actually personal.
Reaper with no voice line for teleport would just be insane. I mean, he's just getting into the backline, just assassinating people. Is so we have Death Blossom here coming in from Valentine. So if they really get another Death Blossom during this. But still, I know Juka doing a good job of holding on to position on the cart. Punk with a grab, so they still haven't used this grab yet. As Gator now goes over to McCree, so realizes that they can't play Tracer, Reaper into this. You know, with the high ground control from the Ashe, you also have the Echo up in the sky. They need some type of hit scan pressure. Probably not going to be the Ashe, as Gator has played a lot of McCree throughout the tournament.
And it's going for flanks. It's like, how do I flank this high ground?
We stay on this. I don't care what's going on the other side of the map. Show me where Gator is going.
Dude, he's
They
in
do
the
not
back.
realize that Gator is still on the flank.
And he will
Where's
stay on the
Gator?
flank for the rest of the game.
Where? He is still on the flank. They have not dealt with Gator yet. Where is he? His ultimate charge is not going up, so he is hiding somewhere.
There
Here
it
he
is.
is.
There he is.
Oh. There we go. Nice. Fantastic stuff from Gator once again.
Punk is really like, why the hell is he there? And then Kai comes charging on in. Like, trying to
They're just gonna
barrel
arrest him.
in and save him. I mean, yeah, they're gonna
Wait,
arrest
space
Punk,
graded! They can cap this! No? They push so far
Well,
because of that!
they still have a minute. I mean, they still have a minute, but they can't allow Gator to get in these type of positions again. I mean,
Oh my lord.
very dangerous.
Wait, Pelican is gonna open this up. There's gonna be a big blossom,
gonna ult?
and then they take it. Yeah.
Oh boy.
Horrible blossom. Never mind. But
Teleport?
yeah.
Wow, this is great. This
Oh,
is
you see, just
phenomenal.
yeah, but so they don't ever deal with Myungbong. I mean, Myungbong is
I was about
like
to say he should
across
have
the
just,
map,
as he was on
just
high
healing
ground,
everybody.
he could have just dropped down and actually go at Youngworld.
I
So
feel like
they end
that's
up using,
Gator's role.
Do we know where Gator's at? Is he on a flank or is he dead? Okay, no,
he's right there,
here.
he's right
He's
there.
here. Well, you never know. I mean, he's
True.
good.
Flank
He's a
He
wild
somehow
card
just
of
gets.
this one.
He somehow just like finds a way to just sneak around on McCree. He's invisible.
Okay, Pelican is
Yeah,
flanking.
but now
this one.
Pelican is up.
The
Yeah.
Church. Oh, Gator is flanking too. Flank warning. Alert. Alert.
So-
Gator's on a flank.
They're worried about it too. It's Masa. Oh wow, look at this going way over the top. Look at the pressure he's putting on. Oh. He has sound barrier when he gets back from the spawn. The issue is the game may be over by that time. Deadeye on the flank. Here it is. No.
I think Reaper Friday need to work on their synergy
No. That'll be
to
Juko.
nail the timings.
Yeah, Juko
Well, I
going
don't
one
like
map
this.
away.
I mean, that's great for Juka, but I don't like this.
Why don't you like this?
Why not?
Because I feel like Reaper Friday deserved it.
No,
I
I think
How did they go? How did they deserve it?
They played their
Juko just won
hearts
the game. What are we just like? Are we like an award panel? Like we just throw the scoreboard out and like, oh, who do you feel like
I
really
mean,
won that one?
If it were to me,
Scorecard,
then
1 to
yes,
10.
that's exactly how it would go.
no,
we
I'm
just
quite happy with
scorecard
that.
it like a fight.
They played. They
I
played.
mean, either
They
way,
played
it's
a
not over.
proper
They can bring
composition.
it back.
It's not
Yeah.
They
over.
played proper
It's not
Overwatch.
So what do we? If you're so we will see an assault. This is the first time we've seen an assault.
True.
I was gonna ask what do you think they'd go to, but it seems
Anubis.
It seems, at
is
least
my
from what I've
guess.
seen, it's Temple. Yes, so thank you. It's Temple of Anubis. Oh wow, what a good guess, Zoe. I wonder if you saw him pop up on your
I saw it on
monitor.
my screen.
I wonder if you saw him pop
I
up
could
on
have
your
looked like
monitor.
a genius, and you ruined it for me. Thank you very much, Mr. Morello.
Yeah, so he's like, so he's analysis. I think they should go to Anubis here. I think that would be.
So what do you want to see more of Reinforce?
I mean-
as they picked Anubis, are we just continuing on the Reaper train, or like, what do you want?
No, I actually want to see
No.
Pelican Genji. I think Genji
we're-
on Temple Anubis is, a bit viable because
Look.
you can just dive onto the platform. Like, I want to see more Pelican Genji. Make
If
that
they-
happen. And then
if they played
Gator, I don't know.
Bastion's-
You can't really. I don't know what Gator's supposed to play around.
If they played Bastion Sim on Numbani,
Defense.
I think you may come back out here on Anubis. Or,
Good.
I mean, the world's
I mean,
their oyster, right?
do you just go with like Torb with 2 turrets, right? And you can throw one up from the bridge, like up onto that little
Yeah.
windowsill,
We've seen
and then
that.
another one from the flank.
We've seen a lot less Torb today. Is that disappointing for you, Mr.
Yes.
X? Yeah.
I mean, like disappointing, like not really, but I'd like to see it. Like, am I disappointed? Like, no. Would I like giggle and
Did
be
it
like,
ruin
oh,
your
let's see
day?
what
I don't know.
happens? Like, yeah, no, it doesn't really affect like my feelings of the day. I would like to see it though. I mean, I would love to see them do even. Why not just play Torb and Bastion at the same time? Why
Yeah,
not just play
exactly.
defensive with all of the turrets?
Because you can theoretically have, well, you can't have 4 turrets, but you can have 3 turrets because Bastion's a turret, and then you can deploy 2 turrets on the side of Torbjorn. Now they're not proper turrets, the damage and the health is reduced by 40%, but they're still a threat.
Proper turrets.
It's still a
you?
turret, yeah.
It's still
they're
a turret.
small-
You can't take that
small
away
turrets.
from them. It's
I
small.
mean,
That's
just
like
because it's a
small
smaller
toys.
version of it doesn't mean it's
Just
something
doesn't
else
make me
entirely. Doesn't
I'm a
mean
small
like,
human. Doesn't make me less human.
Yeah, I mean,
Worse.
You took that. No, that's not what I meant. That's
Well,
you took
hater.
that in a. That's unfair.
That one
You
went
took that in a
places.
very unfair direction, Zoe.
just because Wrecking Ball is a smaller ball doesn't mean he's a different object. He's still a ball. I
Exactly.
mean,
It's not
There's literally
restaurant.
no way for me to save this now. You just made
No,
me look
you're in a
bad
hole.
in a
At this point,
horrifying
you're just
way.
gonna dig further. I mean, then let's
How
talk
do I
about the
even get out
game.
of
What
this
do you
hole?
want to see?
Well.
What do you want to see? Well, what do we see?
yeah, what do you want to see?
Be excited. Get hyped.
Yeah,
Tell
tell us
me
what
all
you want
about
to see
it.
then.
Yeah.
I've told you guys what I want to see.
Well, I want to hear more about it.
Yeah, but
based
we
on what
devolved
you've
into
seen
so
on
much
Why
your
don't
chaos
you,
now.
Zoe,
Since
talk
then.
about what you want to see?
Hey,
Zoe?
listen, I tried to save face for you here. I tried to, create a distraction.
No, you're not. You
by
threw me
talking
under
about
the
game.
bus.
Well, yeah, and then I grabbed you out from under the bus.
Yep.
Maybe I was just driving the bus, so maybe I just
Then
drove
she-
the bus
then
over
she
you
tried to-
and now
Don't worry,
then she
don't
came
worry.
back up. I don't
Then she
know.
tried to dust you off and put you back on the bus, but you refused to get back on.
It was a thing. Well, either way, the game is
Pelican
about to start,
Genji,
and
here
do
we
see
go.
Pelican Genji, yeah.
I am a prophet.
Well, I
Again,
mean, you can't
you
really.
are,
Like, what
yes.
else are you gonna play here on offense at this choke? We haven't
I
I mean,
seen
at this point,
Gator.
Pelican can play anything he wants.
Widowmaker.
Okay, I was gonna say we haven't seen Gator play Widowmaker, and he opts to not play Widowmaker. He'll play Junkrat here, so the Junkrat could be pretty effective against like the Mei wall, especially if they want to rush to the left-hand side here, go for the health pack.
Yeah, this is gonna be interesting. I wonder how Pelican is going to play this. Because he can't really dive, right? So it's more like trying to get finishing blows on stand 1 or someone to do a dash reset. Maybe goes for a bit of a flank. This Junkrat pick is really going to help in the Reinhardt as well. Because like he'll apply so much pressure on stand 1 that stand 1 will be forced to retreat, harder to engage with the Mei wall, etc. So they're taking the time, you know, they're just slowly poking up and here they go, trying to engage.
I mean, the one thing we didn't talk about is the Junkrat will inevitably charge the Zarya. Punk had like basically 100 charge for a little bit. Kai stuck here on the Diva. He's gonna have to go. Well, not gonna have to figure anything else out. He'll go right back to the spawn. But tough go there for Reaper Friday on that initial push. As Juka now has an Amp Matrix to use here. Amp Matrix plus Deadeye. Opportunity to combo those, especially if the opposing team tries to put through a very small choke. So we'll see how they decide to use it. I think a lot of it comes down to where Reaper Friday decides to push.
Looks like you're gonna take this to the right hand side once more, but you're walking into an amplification matrix. It's going to be a lot of pain. It's going to hurt. Be ready for it.
Well,
I'm not looking forward to this.
from this position, they can just kind of kite it. Oh, Mine 37 just gets run down there as he goes to use the Deadeye, and he gets hit with the kitchen sink. I mean, he didn't even have a chance to get the hay out with the Deadeye. He was dead before the little hay thing came out. This Reaper Friday just barreling on through.
That was
I mean, we were worried about the Amp Matrix, and the Deadeye. The Blizzard is used there as well, and they just run him down. As Gator able to pick him up with a Junkrat, so that'll be a point A take, and they didn't even have to use like a blade to do it. Kai and Baby Diva form gets a kill here on a Faith. That's going to be the blade that's pulled out from Pelican. They may be able to chain this and get a pretty fast take.
There we go. Extended. Oof. Nice pick by Myeonbon. But still, there's pressure on the point here. The tank line standing solid on the side of Reaper Friday. Can they win some? Self-destruct comes in. Can they get anyone? Just,
Excuse me?
Just,
How did he die?
Somehow, yeah, it happened. It happened. Stand 1 with the shatter.
2 ticks.
He needs a big shatter right here. Save the game. Well,
Is it good
it
enough?
wasn't massive. But
Is it good enough, though?
That's the question, man.
Let's see, Reaper Friday, they use this Mei wall to kind of block from the Amp Matrix, but that is only Myeongbong shooting through it right now. That's a grab onto the supports in the back. That'll be a sound barrier that comes through from Massa. So you still have players here trickling out of the spawn for Juka, but this looks very, very close to being over, as Reaper Friday would sit a tremendous time here on Anubis. So Punk, he's going to get demac'd and just knocked off the point, and that is it. Reaper Friday
Well,
take both points. 3:28 on the clock. That is a tremendous time.
incredible.
Yeah.
Marvelous.
That was that's actually really impressive. Plus, bonus, we get to trademark a new phrase thanks to you, Mr. X. He didn't even get the hay out.
Well,
That's-
it was like
that's-
the little
Tumbleweed.
what is it?
what it's called.
Tumbleweed,
Yeah.
hay. Look, I grew up in Long Island. and I grew up in Long
Henceforth,
Island.
every
We don't
time
see this
someone
stuff.
dies early, it's like, oh, it didn't even get the hay out.
Like when I moved out to California and I saw mountains, that was the first time I've seen that. Like Long Island, we don't have many options to see that type of stuff. You know,
Oh, I love it.
hey, whatever it was, I don't know. the little hay thing, you know? I don't know.
Yeah, no,
Bro,
I feel
I
like
didn't grow up anywhere near a farm, man.
That has absolutely killed me.
Right, I mean, so this is
I need a
an
breather.
impressive attack here from Reaper Friday. What does Juka need to do to match this? What do you want to
Oh,
see?
they just need to get their McCree to get the hay thing out there.
Yeah, that's just all about the hay, man.
get his hay rolling around, and he'll be just right, all right.
Yeah, more hay,
That's
more
about it.
wins. That's how it be sometimes.
Johnny has to do breathing exercises to get back to normal. All right, so we got
I broke
Junkrat
Johnny.
again.
I'm sorry.
Junkrat here.
He's ready. Gator's just waiting.
that is such a season 1 competitive Overwatch position. You put a trap there. I remember the game first come out. You were invincible if you were Junkrat on this point. Like, you would just put a trap there, and somebody would just walk out of the spawn, just get right on top of it. Easy kill every time. I mean,
I love that Gator is rocking up with so much confidence, no matter what he plays, though.
yeah, he's just vibing.
Yeah, he's vibing. Doesn't necessarily work all the time, but we enjoy
Look,
it.
work 70% of the time is fine.
That's enough, yeah.
It does not look like this would be one of those time stuffs.
No, not really. It's
run
just a
through
quick
them.
8 take, but
Reaper Friday basically just walking in, taking the point. No real kind of source of defense here. So this has the makings to be one of the longest games of Temple of Anubis ever. Is
it's gonna be back and forth.
Juka
But those
has
are the
5
Anubis
minutes
games we
now.
love. If this isn't going 3 rounds, then I'm actually disappointed in everyone.
Well, okay, I'm back. Isn't the
Where'd you
time actually
go?
like reduced? Oh, I just had to breathe. I just needed some oxygen. Oh,
Did I?
maybe. Get some space. Nice pick on the Pelican. Tarlier needs to come out and Gator here. It needs to be massive.
Tumbleweeds out.
Tumbleweeds out. The haze out.
Place.
Gator will get one with a tire. How have they gotten like 2 ticks on this? It feels like there's so much fighting going on off of the point. Who has actually been on the point? It's a Blizzard that comes out. They've already taken it. 3 minutes and 41 seconds.
So are
yeah, I
both
mean, the
teams
time is
just
reduced,
insanely good at attack, or are they both just not great at defense? That's what I always wonder on this.
But nobody's played any defense. Like, to have good defense, there would be defense required at the beginning. I mean, everybody's just kind of running, taking the point. So now we'll see Reaper Friday on defense yet again. And Juka attacking. What is this? With 3:41 on the clock. It actually should be... if I'm mistaken, Reaper Friday might be on offense here with the less amount of time. Yeah, so Reaper Friday will be on offense going into this with 2 minutes. Yes, this is what we need. Sim, Bastion, offense. They're going to play on the bridge. They're going to get the TP set up behind them. Then they're done. That's it.
Yes.
So I think the fans in the chat are definitely behind Reaper Friday because of just all of the chaos that they have brought to this entire event.
Yes.
Whether it be Bastion, whether it be flanking McCree, some Junkrat play. They have been entertaining. As Juka, they're like, yeah, we're all about the money. Just, you know, we're here to get paid. So they're trying to win this one bad. We'll see. If they get a hold here, Juka's in a really good position to end this one here. Already up 1 map on series point for them. With 3 minutes 41, they would definitely be able to get at least like a tick. So this is a huge moment here for Reaper Friday.
Absolutely. You get some space here. A nice TP. But if you're Yuka, just play the patient game. Relax. Wait for Reaper Friday. We'll see.
Edison will go and touch.
Yeah.
Ice Maywall to try and block off some of this bash damage, but it's not going to stay up long.
Yeah. But I mean, now you look at Reaper Friday, they're already down to 1 minute 20. So this is essentially going to be the only attempt they really have at this point because it's such a slow approach.
And how do they attack Bastion from the
What is
position
this
they're in?
doing?
And then the Sim turrets are now locking them in. Like, I don't think they have many options. Like, they are just
Feels
moving
like
the Bastion
their
around
plan
the
was
map.
like, let's get close to the point and then what?
But somebody needs to start taking the point for Reaper Friday. The issue is
True.
They'll figure it
True.
out.
Yep,
No,
Maywall.
There we go. The wall is gonna solve it all for them.
But is he going to get a TP to the other side?
As of right now,
here
they
we
don't
go.
even have one single
Oh, the
pick and not
TP's
even
a
a
little bit
minute to
further
go.
back.
So
Oh, they gave him the high ground with the wall boost.
All right, tank mode.
Yeah, that wasn't it.
Can I
I
get
think like that was not the.
All right.
attack
I
so-
had hope, but I had hope that Yuka would figure it out as they went, but alas, they did not. They did
All
not
right.
behave.
So Reaper Friday should be able to take this. Yep.
That was.
Do they
so funny
stay?
to
I
watch.
think they stay on this again. Stay on this again. You have the sim wall. You have Supercharger. You have Valkyrie. I think you'd be in a good position to potentially take point B. I know
yeah,
30
I mean, you
seconds.
can even like TP to the high ground, right? Because there's like platforms about like right
Yeah,
there.
exactly, yeah.
You just TP up there, yeah. You know, figure it
We
out.
do have a Deadeye and a Blizzard available though. Against Juka, so.
Yeah, but you can't blizzard the air.
Oh.
You can't, but not in the game.
Watch.
Oh no, here we go. So Juka coming alive here. They're able to get
Well,
some kills.
they just went. Yeah, they just
Yeah, I
went.
mean, it's smart though not to let the Bastion just get set up. So can they touch Pelican with 2? Oh, no, Gator gets stopped before he gets a chance. If Gator actually gets on the point there, potentially gets a little bit scarier, but
yeah.
we'll see now with Juka on offense. Can they get it
Drawable.
done? Drawable, yes, definitely drawable.
Initiating match.
We'll see, though, how it plays out. I think that with 3 minutes 41, you have a very good chance to take point A. It's just, do you have enough time to make any impact on checkpoint B? That's probably kind of the scenario we're at, where I know maybe we do see a full hold from Reaper Friday, but still 3 minutes 41 on Noob is pretty difficult to do. So I think Juke
Well,
in a
it's
good spot to take
essentially
that
like
first point.
full holding, you know, a normal, except they have
Yes.
19 seconds left. So
I-
it's not
I
unheard
mean,
of.
No, not unheard of. Very difficult, though.
Yes.
Attackers incoming.
Doesn't
Yes.
it always feel like though, Matt? Like every time you try to full hold, it's the last fight they get you, and like in overtime they end up capturing the first point.
Oh,
now
well,
you
you
have
know.
19 seconds less, right? So maybe you won't get to that overtime fight. I'm just saying, math.
Maybe I don't know. I think with the comp that obviously Juka has and the players they have playing on each role, I think they're way better equipped to be able to get in here and just take this than
So how are they getting
Reaper
it?
Friday
Walk
were.
us through this.
how are
walk
they
us
getting
through
it,
this
Matt?
fight. What's
so
their
they're
approach?
gonna come out on the May McCree. Like I thought they could have put like Valentine on like the Echo or the Pharah here, right? Because they're not playing any hit scan. Gator is actually gonna trap one, and they're gonna try and run. No, they're gonna just barrel in, take out stand one. They're not even really using Junkrat as like long range damage. They're just using it as like close range, just like they just speed boost him in, and let him just shoot grenades in people's chests. But that's a huge pick though. Getting rid of Iris. I mean, this is gonna put a lot of obviously healing onto Masa, but Lucio isn't obviously the best. It's just kind of like burst healing and keeping people alive over sustained periods of time. So this could be pretty good for Juka, right? If they can get some position here on the bridge. You already see the Reinhardt falling. At this point, Juka's really only, Reaper Friday's only option is play very aggressive. This will be a tire that comes out. Get one, give faith, so maybe they can make something out of this. Yeah, Iris comes back, and they're able to get Myungbong out as Pelican kills with a trap. Valentine with a trap. This is, Punk though, just kind of pretty charged up. Oh, that's a sound barrier here from Masa.
Reinhardt is coming back. Edison, is he able to get this fire shatter? No, he gets fan hammered. Reinhardt
Fire
live.
shatter.
Hashtag.
Comes out with his fire shatter. Yes.
Okay, Mr. Heyman, let's not make fun of each other talking, okay?
That would be
We all
your
make
dream,
mistakes.
right? If Earthshatter just left like fire patch on the ground that you couldn't walk through.
The floor is
Actually,
lava,
yes.
quite literally. Yeah, I mean, maybe. That's
So
not-
Reaper Friday, they will
good
have
talent.
they'll have the May ult here. No big support ult though to live through this grab that's going to come down. Faith will end up using Sound Barrier. This will try and keep everybody alive through the Blizzard, and they're able to do so. So they're able to keep Valentine alive. This is massive. So now that Blizzard's come out, you do not really feel that scared here because the Amp Matrix comes down. You have a May wall of your own to put in front of it. You have Blizzard, you also have the Grav, and then the Deadeye. So and all I need is one tick, by the way.
It's
so
really on Kai here. Kai needs to defense matrix either of these, this Blizzard or this
Yes.
Graviton Surge. Because if you combine those, it's like game over. You have no Silent Barrier to counter it, High Noon to engage, get some space under the point. Here comes the big ultimate, Graviton Surge comes out, not blocked at all. And here comes the Blizzard as well. Oh my god, there's so many visual effects on my screen. And that's about it.
yeah, I mean, this should be Juka able to take the point, which they do. They take the map and they win the event. Woo! So Juka are your experimental card tournament champions. Boston comes in. No funny games from them. They want the money, and they get it at the end. Where you did see, though, I think, like, if you're kind of a Boston fan looking at them just kind of like going into the overall season, you saw a lot of nice performances from players you may not have gotten a really like long look at, right? I know Faith in the main support role came out with some big plays. You know, Youngbung, as long as they keep him alive, he's going to be good. And then Valentine, I thought was extremely impressive. Yeah, I mean, Valentine looks really good, and even for Atlanta, like everybody off-rolling and whatnot. But like Pelican was, he was a beast, man.
It was a monster.
Yeah, so really excited to see both of these teams when the season starts.
Yeah, no, I enjoyed it. This was fun. Again, it actually did go the distance, and you know, they did play a close game, which just makes everyone even more excited for what the teams have in store for us in the upcoming Overwatch League season, which is starting on April 16th. We're about to head into a very quick break, and then afterwards we will be back with a winner interview as well to get some insights into the making of Juka. Maybe we also find out what it means. I think we've been... actually one of our producers, Nick, has been kind enough to go digging, and he did give us an explanation, but he wasn't entirely sure if it's real or true.
It's like when you chase. The explanation was that like
yeah.
it's like when you chase down the enemy team, like when you push them down, like chasing the extra.
Yeah, it's like a kind of let's go, as in like go more kind of thing.
Yeah.
Or yeah.
Keep
We don't know, but we think it's a Korean word. That's all we know. Anyway, we're heading into a very quick break. Afterwards, back with a winner's interview and wrapping up the show. Stay tuned. Hello and welcome back one last time for us here in the experimental card tournament. My name is Zoe, joining me are Mr. X as well and Reinforce and our winner interview guest, I am 37. Congratulations and welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Right, so let's talk a little bit about what just transpired. A lot of teams had a lot of fun with their compositions, you know, like just playing it a bit loosey-goosey. You guys seem to be more on the try-hard mode. Would you agree with that you just try to win and that's it?
Yeah, I mean, I agree with that because like we went to finals and you just win money, you know.
Just
Yeah.
win money, you know.
He's right.
I love that.
Looks like I'm muted. Oh,
Yeah, I
sorry.
mean- No, you weren't.
Yeah, sorry. No, I think I was muted to the broadcast. I was going to ask, I was like, how has the practice been going for you guys? Have you guys really had good practice going into the season start?
Yeah, I guess our scrims weren't going too bad. I mean, we win some and we mostly like win, but we lose some. But I mean, you mentioned we were looking really good on our comms, but I think we still have something to work on. So for example, like language barrier is like one of the most difficult thing that we have to go through.
Yeah.
Obviously,
How's
like
the,
Koreans have to use English, so
Yeah, sure. How's the environment to practice in? I mean, you've been on a couple of teams now. How does it feel like coming into this Boston Uprising team and having a lot of new players from contenders as well? How does the group play together? How does it feel practicing with your teammates?
I think it's always great feeling if you play someone who you already knew and who you already played with. So I think it's been really amazing, and then apartments and like our practice room is also very nice.
Yeah.
So I know a lot of the OWL teams already had some bouts here and there playing against each other. Where would you rank your own team, just based on what you've seen from other teams or what you've experienced in scrims?
I think I want to say maybe probably not all the way bottom like last season, but like maybe middle, I would say. And then we have
That's
like so many
good.
things to work on. So yeah.
That's a good spot to be in, though. Middle of the pack, can't go wrong with that. There is always room upwards, obviously also room downwards, but still, you know, it's a good spot to be. Let's once more talk a little bit about the experimental card. Obviously, we had a panel deciding on a lot of changes for those heroes. What was your favorite change implemented for the experimental card?
I would say my favorite change was Torb. Even though he got
Yes.
40% damage nerfed, but like 2 turrets are just amazing on the opposite angle. So I think like Torb is gonna be really great against dive comps, I think.
Yeah, no,
are
I
you
thought
a fan?
Yeah.
Go ahead, Matt.
No, I thought, at least personally, I thought the Torb one was really interesting. Which was the one that you were dreading playing against or with the most in terms of the changes made?
I think Tracer, because like I
Pretty
just
strong.
think like plus 25 health on Tracer, so Tracer's like 175 on health. I think it's really strong.
See,
Yeah.
I thought you're gonna say Reaper since Pelican was on you in that game.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but like Tracer will be more
Impactful,
just
probably.
better.
Yeah.
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 I gotta
Right, well-
ask you. You mentioned, of course, you wanted to win the money. What are you gonna do with the money now going into the season? Do you have any plans? What are you spending your prize money on?
I haven't thought about it, but maybe probably just like we're gonna use it on off day to enjoy, maybe.
Yeah, sounds good.
That's good. That's good. Yeah, get some leisure time in there. Well, I'm 37. We won't keep you any longer. Thank you so much for joining us on the show, and thanks for all the entertainment you provided with your team during the experimental card tournament. So that's it
Yep.
from all of us. already. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you, Mr. X, as well as Reinforce, for joining for all the action over the course of this weekend. We will be back with the next Overwatch League season on April 16th. All the action is going to kick off again. Make sure to connect your accounts, get those tokens, and in the meanwhile, just enjoy some days off. And we will be back with all the action very soon.